Hey guys, what's up? Welcome to tonight's show. We are starting a little bit early today because we have a little bit of a last minute surprise. Shortly, we're going to be live streaming for part of the show at least. A live debate that our very own Suni Blanks is going to be doing on the Shade Room. She was invited today to go onto the Shade Room to debate a topic, which I'll be going into shortly. And we decided that rather than her skipping the show altogether, that we would be here in full support of her and live stream the debate, which will be happening on the Shade Room's TikTok channel. They have 3 million subscribers there, so it's a huge audience. So we definitely want to show Suni some love. So definitely drop some love for her in the comments as you guys come in. But we also are going to be getting to some other topics as well. So after the debate, the show will move into the regularly scheduled program. And that is, we're going to be still continuing our election topics today. We will be talking pretty much nothing but Kamala and Trump until the election happens. And then, of course, we will be covering election night, provided that we have some type of result. Either way, you guys can join us here on election night because we're going to, entertain you guys for sure. But once the Shade Room debate is over, we are definitely going to be discussing the fact that Donald Trump was serving up McMAGA meals at McDonald's. Yes, if you did not know, I don't know how it's possible. He was working at the drive-thru in McDonald's, and there was a lot of topics or conversations going on around that, from this was staged to he is basically shading Kamala because who knows if she worked at McDonald's, blah blah blah. Anyways, we'll discuss that. Happy to hear what you guys think about it. Also, I don't know if this makes you an election denier or not, but apparently Kamala Harris has told a reporter in a recent interview that she has lawyers on deck if necessary come election night. So I don't know what that means exactly. Does that mean she's going to fight the election results? Does it mean she's going to fight if, she thinks something shady is going on? I don't know. But I have a personal experience that I want to share with you guys because I did go and vote early yesterday. I was at the polls. I have some tea for you, very important tea that I want to share. So we'll be discussing that. Also, Kamala wasn't the only one to speak on Trump. Joe Biden called for him to be put in jail. What is new? They've been trying to put this man in jail the entire 3-4 years they've been in office, and they're not going to stop. It's 14 days until the election, and they are once again calling for him to be put in jail so that you all can be safe. Okay, because he's dangerous. He's a danger, a threat to this country. And if we don't lock him up, we're all going to be in big trouble. Last but not least, if we do get to it, this will be a last topic, but Usher showed up to a Kamala rally in Atlanta with some very large shoulder pads on, I might add. Okay. I don't know if anybody thought anything about that outfit, but I had a few things to say. Anyways, he went on The View and said, yeah, the elections are very important. I actually went to his concert and he had some things that he said there that I want to share that I didn't get to share with you guys that I thought were a little sus. Okay. And then now he's at a Kamala rally, putting his full support behind her. So who knows what's happening, what's behind that. But we are going to start the show. And Suni will be joining us for the first half of the show. And then we will be cutting to her Shade Room debate. So you guys know the drill. Get a snack, use the potty, and come back because tonight is going to be a good one.
You are now tuned into Somewhere in the Middle with Suni and Mo. Hey, 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 hey. Hey, 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 hey.
Hey, Don on the beat.
Hey, I got so many ops.
Everywhere I go, I
got so many ops.
so many ops.
I know they plotting against me. I know it's hate, they wanna kill me, but please don't tempt me, cause I got so many Glocks. Hey, ain't none of them empty. Jesus said they would hate me too. That's how I know it's envy. I got so many ops. I know they plotting against me. I know it's hate, they trying to kill me, but please don't tempt me, cause I got so.
What's up, everybody? Welcome, welcome. Suni's right there. She's kind of on standby, waiting.
Yeah, I'm chilling right now.
She's waiting for her cue. So Suni, let's tell everybody what the topic of debate is going to be tonight on the Shade Room. And how did you get in contact with the Shade Room, girl? How did you get in contact?
Shout out to Joe Collins, because this was actually Joe Collins who put this all together for me. He had hit me up before I moved back here from Japan, and he said, "You're coming back, so let's get you out there." And he got me some decent gigs, and tonight I'm going to be on the Shade Room discussing third party candidates such as Jill Stein, and if they divide America more, or if it's even a realistic option. And I think I have something completely different than everyone else when it comes to how they're going to respond, because you get to see everyone's response to the prompt, a little bit of their response. And I thought, well, how boring would it be if I just came on here and said like what everyone else is going to say? Because ultimately you think that way. And then I just kind of sat down in my room, read a few things, listened to a few things, and I came up with my own entire thought about third party options that we get to talk about tonight. So it's going to be fun.
Did you say what the debate topic is?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
I did.
Yeah. So
I did.
I got a little sneak peek of what she's going to say. And in true Suni fashion, she is being very unique in her response. Very unique in her response. It'll be interesting to see what they say, because I think they have people like Suni, like as far as, what they think Suni is, being, somebody who is a conservative or, has conservative views, pinned a certain way. So do you know who else is going to be on the panel with you?
It's going to be me, Joe, and a woman named Christine. I've never heard of her before, but she's going to be on there. And I think she's Democrat, and she's got a perspective too.
Okay, cool. I'm excited. Yeah. I'm excited to see.
It's going to be fun.
Oh, man. Yeah. Are you nervous?
Not anymore. The initial moment wore off. Now I'm just I want to see how people are going to respond.
Yeah.
That's it.
Yeah. 3 million, but they have a large following. 3 million followers.
They do have a massive following. 3 million. That's crazy. Yeah.
Yeah. And you're going to plug the show. You're going to plug the show. Here's me being the Jewish mother. Make sure
you're going to plug the show.
Make sure you plug the show.
I will. Sometimes they have you do an intro. I can just say, hey, I run a podcast called Somewhere in the Middle. Yeah. We're actually live right now. Say hi, everybody. No, I'm not going to do that. That's pretty extra.
You co-host a podcast called Somewhere in the Middle. Not
but we both run it.
I know, but you say I run it. We run it.
I don't mean it like that.
It sounds like that.
Yo, do you hear this right now? Do you guys hear this right now?
Yeah.
I don't ever walk around like this is my shit.
And say I run. Listen, let me just coach you, because this is how you be a good co-host. Okay. Say I co-host on a podcast Somewhere in the Middle with my co-host Let's Talk Darling. Shout out to her.
Oh, you see what you're doing?
No. Make sure to follow her. Listen, because I would do the same thing.
What?
Yes.
You would not do that long extra introduction.
I sure would. And if you don't do it, we're gonna shade room you. Okay. I'm gonna come in the listen. I'm going to pull up the Shade Room right now on my phone, and I'm going to be all up in the comments and be like, you see how she tried to deny me because I'm Latina and she doesn't want to have anything to do with me?
Yo, this woman is so extra.
She don't want to have nothing to do with me because I'm Latina and she doesn't want to be associated with me.
Sure.
Support me in the comments. Support me in the comments, people. Tell Suni to make sure she shouts me out. And if she doesn't, y'all have your phones right next to you on the Shade Room, and make sure to comment. Be like, you left Monique out of the shout out.
I definitely did it.
That's
like you finally dang, what am I thinking? It's like a scene in the movie, right, where you get a little bit, you make a step in the direction you've been wanting to go. Right. And then you're really extra with yourself, and you're like, I got to get up there and thank my homies. And hey, look, little Day Day,
right?
you.
That's what I need from you right now.
I'm legally blind. I can't see.
Hey, listen, I need you to come with that energy tonight. Be like, shout out to Mo. She's holding it down on somewhere in the middle. She got our crew in the comments. Shout out to everybody in the comments and somewhere. Like, I need you to be like that. Okay.
This woman.
I'm telling you.
Oh my goodness. You are so extra.
I am extra.
But I love it.
Yeah.
It's okay.
And you could even say she's listening and she needs me to make sure to shower. She's Puerto Rican. She don't know no better. You can say all that stuff. Whatever. Hype me
Make
up.
sure you say all this when you get on the stage.
Right.
Write it
I'm
down.
telling you. See.
Bully me on the way there. Look, you make sure you say this and this, and if you don't say it, then I'm gonna shade you.
I am gonna shade the shit. Listen, I am gonna rip you up and down on the social medias. Okay, I'm telling you right now. I'm gonna be like, Suni totally like
Lord.
pretended like I didn't exist. She had all the power in that moment, and she just left me behind in the dust.
No, I didn't.
Yeah, you did.
These people might think I'm Looney Tunes.
No, who cares what they think? 3 million followers. Come on now.
No, I'm talking about after my take. They may not want to come over here and see nothing we got going on. Like, oh God, not one of those.
Well, make sure you tell them that after your interview on the Shade Room, you headed back over here to do a show. So come on over. Man,
This lady.
I'm telling you.
Well, it looks like we're a minute away. I don't know. I'm refreshing. Oh, they're live. I'm gonna pop off, guys.
Okay.
I'll see you over there.
All right.
All right.
Okay. Bye, Suni. And we're gonna stream it. So make sure I'm gonna add you to the stage. All right, guys. So we have them added to the stage right now. So you guys are gonna get to hear the interview. Hopefully she turns on the audio. And everybody, please make sure to give Suni good vibes in the comments. I've got her on WhatsApp. So if we need to tell Suni anything, just let me know. Let me know because I got her right here. Oh, she just got us out. Hopefully we can watch it. Is she going to add it back? Hold on 1 second, guys. I think she's trying to correct it. Marlandon, do I need you up there to keep me company? Well, no, because hopefully we're going to be watching this interview. Let me see if I can pull it up on TikTok. Give me just a second. The Shade Room. Okay. Let me share my screen.
Oh, see.
All right, here we go.
Chef, I'm gonna have to pull up on you, or you're gonna have to pull up on me because I love to eat, okay? And I love me some seafood.
Okay, we're gonna mute it while this lady comes up and she's talking until Suni comes on. So anyways, where's everybody watching from tonight? Let me know what platform you're watching from, what state you're watching from. Also, as we head into some of our voting related topics, let me know if you guys have early voting in your state, if it's going on right now. I want to make sure to okay, it says it won't let her stream and be live. Okay, no worries, I got it. Okay, cool. Let me know if you guys have early voting and make sure you do go vote. I don't care if you go vote early or if you go vote on election day. I know some people are kind of like debating on what's the safe thing to do. So whatever's right for you, just make sure you go vote. While we're waiting, looks like they're introducing people, but while we're waiting for Suni to come on, I actually had some drama at my local voting office yesterday. So I am in Dallas County. And hold on. I want to make sure she's not introducing Suni. Here we go.
I was pushing Joe and then somebody else.
I'm going to finish the story when we come back, but I'm going to cut to the show so you guys can watch it.
Yeah.
I'm blessed. How's my volume? Do I sound good?
You sound nice. We can hear you. We can hear you. Okay. Ooh, we got Sunni in here too. Let's get Sunni in the room. Hold on, Sunni. I'm gonna let you in too. Here we go. Boom. Sunni. Here, hold on.
Give me 1 second.
Hi, Sunni.
What's up? How you guys doing?
Pretty good. How are you?
I'm doing great. Cannot complain. Thanks for having me.
I'm so happy to have you here. I'm so happy to have all y'all here. I know it's gonna be a good show tonight. I'm excited.
Yes.
They said purr, period, purr. We finna get it in. Oh, Sunni, they shot you out already. Okay, good. You come with the heat. Okay. All right, y'all ready?
Let's get into it.
Get my camera back on me because my camera is going every which way but Sunday. Okay. All right, y'all, let's get it started. Well, good evening, everyone, and thank you for joining me for another week of Read the Room. You know, this is the Shade Room's very own debate show. We have a lot of fun around here. Okay? Tonight, I don't know why I'm not thinking. Tonight, we are diving into a very hot topic that has come up again and again and again and again and again this election cycle. Third-party candidates, and more specifically, the role of candidates like Jill Stein in shaping the outcome of major elections. Now, Jill Stein, who is currently running at about 1% in national polls, has long been critical of our two-party system, calling it broken and unrepresentative of the will of the people. She believes voters who feel disenfranchised, those who are pretty much fed up with the political establishment, we hear that all the time, deserve an alternative. And Stein offers just that by advocating for significant democratic reforms like ranked choice voting and proportional representation, which could completely reshape how we vote and who gets elected. But see, her candidacy got a little bit of problems, some critical problems actually. The issue is, can she really make a difference, or does her presence hurt other candidates, particularly in battleground states? Some argue that Stein's involvement could stifle out votes from major party candidates, especially Democrats. In fact, back in 2016, her vote totals in key states like Michigan and Wisconsin were larger than the margins.
Hold on, y'all. There you go.
Clinton, the presidency. Now, Stein supporters believe she represents a much needed alternative to the corporate interests and military spending, that they see dominating major parties. Critics, on the other hand, worry about the so-called spoiler effect, that our campaign might pull votes away from candidates who have a better shot at winning, ultimately swinging the election in ways that many voters may not expect. So tonight we ask, is Jill Stein and other third-party candidates truly offering a fresh path forward, or are they complicating an already deeply polarized political landscape? Now, before we dive into the debate, let me go ahead and run the rules by y'all one time for the one time. First and foremost, each guest will be given 3 minutes for their initial arguments to answer the question. I will give all of you guys a 30-second warning. After each guest has responded, I will also give each guest 2 minutes to rebuttal. Again, I will give you a 30-second warning. Now, as we go through the arguments, roomies, I need y'all to participate, okay? This is y'all show, and it ain't no fun if y'all ain't having none, all right? Now, I be seeing how y'all be getting crunked in the comment section all day on the Shade Room post. I don't know if your fingers begin tired by the time you get here or what, but I need y'all to crank them back up, pump them into gear, and get active in this comment section. After the first round of arguments and rebuttals, I will pull up roomies on the stage so that you guys can also share your opinions. Now, let me be clear. I'll just be pulling people up in the order that I see them. I don't know these people. I don't know what they're going to say. I ain't vetting them ahead of time. With that being said, this is why we go through the rules, because when you get up on this stage, you need to watch your mouth, okay? Now, you can bring the energy. You can say it with your chest, but we on TikTok, and TikTok has specific rules, and we ain't trying to lose this page, because if I lose this page, I'm going to lose my job, and I got bills to pay. So I need to keep my job, y'all. Now, at the end of the night gonna end. So while we here, we kicking it, let's have fun and let's have a good time, okay? Don't be scared. Say what you want to say. Joe, I remember last time you was here, that's like, Joe, get it cracking, get it cracking, get it cracking. And Joe didn't get it cracking to the 10th hour. We was on our way off stage. But Joe ended up getting it cracking. Bring it from the beginning. Bring the heat. Say what you want to say. Have a good time. And like I said, say it with your chest. Y'all ready to get into this debate tonight? All right.
Yeah, we ready.
I know you ready. Stay
We ready.
She ready. All right. With that being said, I'm going to allow each guest to introduce themselves. Katrina, you are OG on here, so I'm going to go ahead and let you go first. Katrina, after you introduce yourself, Joe, go ahead and introduce yourself. And then Sunny, I'll have you introduce yourself. You ready?
Yes, I am Katrina Robinson. I'm a former state senator from the state of Tennessee. Well, actually, the state of Memphis in Tennessee. And I am now a political consultant and communications consultant specializing in crisis communications. I'm also a political commentary regular on the Shade Room as well as KBLA 1580.
All right, Joe.
My name is Joe Collins. I am a retired U.S. Navy veteran, former congressional candidate for California's 43rd Congressional District, that's South LA. For those of you who do not know, right now I own my own business, government contracting, and I do a lot of political consulting.
All right, and Sunny?
What's up, y'all? I'm Sunni. I am honestly just a apolitical personality on the internet. I make content that calls out the left and the right. More recently, I've been calling out the left, but that's because it's election season. I'm gonna get back to schedule, but I also run one half of a podcast called Somewhere in the Middle. Me and my co-hosts dive into very tough issues and give our commentary on it.
All right. So now that we have introductions, I am thinking of a number between 1 and 10. Sunny, what is that number?
3.
Okay. Katrina, what is that number?
7.
Joe, what's that number?
I'm gonna go ahead and go with 10.
All right. Well, the number was 8. So Katrina, you can go first. Does a third-party presidential candidate help or hinder our electoral process?
At this point, I would say that a third-party candidate hinders the electoral process. Normally, a third-party candidate has more to offer early on in the election cycle when voters are looking at the issues and trying to figure out where exactly they stand as it relates to political parties. Once you get to this part of the election cycle where we're now in early voting, most who run for office know that early voting is where elections are won. And most times the two major parties are those that are getting the votes out. They're getting people to the polls, namely Democratic Party, because as we've seen in past elections, the Republican Party is kind of scared of early voting. And so Democrats do kind of focus on getting people out to the polls during early voting. And we've seen in the past where third-party candidates have been the cause of us, and when I say us, I'm representing Democrats on this debate, of us losing this election. As you noted in the beginning, Jill Stein was part of the reason why Hillary lost. Think back to Ross Perot in 92. Ross Perot took away 19% of the vote. Ralph Nader took away, 2% of the vote in 2000. So in my opinion, the third parties need to kind of bow out once we get to this part of the election, because it does nothing but confuse the process for a lot of people who have not been able to make a decision in this election.
All right, you got 2 minutes. You want to keep it or leave it? Want to use it?
I'm gonna leave it.
Okay. All right, Joe, I'm gonna let you go next. You ready?
Yeah, always ready. Always ready.
All right, Joe, 3 minutes on the clock. Go ahead, go.
All right, from my perspective, even running for office, when you look at third-party candidates, one of the biggest issues that third-party candidates have is the fact that they cannot raise enough money in order to influence media. When I ran for Congress, one of the biggest issues that I had, well, I didn't have, but a lot of other guys who were around me who were running for office, and mind you, I am a registered voting Republican, was that the majority of the people who run for office do not make enough money to control media. Now, when you want to get your message out, the only way to get your message out is through media, through marketing, through advertising. Now, when you look at a lot of third-party candidates, can never garner enough media attention. They cannot raise enough money in order to get their message out through marketing, through advertising, and they can't make it to the debate stage. When you look at this past election cycle, they say you have to be polling at 1% to get on the debate stage. The majority of the third party candidates outside of RFK Jr. did not make the 1% to be able to get on that voting stage. Now, RFK Jr., him being an independent and running as an independent, he was an anomaly. And the reason why I say that was because he was a Democrat first, and he went from Democrat to independent, and he brought a lot of voters with him to the independent side, and then he ended up endorsing Donald Trump. But you look at Joe Stein, who run 4 or 5 times before. You look at Cornel West, you look at the people who follow them. The majority of the people who are in the Green Party, who are independent, or who run under these third party conglomerates, they can never raise enough money in order to garner enough attention. Now, mind you, Cornel West, in my opinion, he's extremely brilliant. I agree with some of the things that he stands on when it comes to utilizing the government to make a path for success for the lower class and the middle class people. You look at Jill Stein. Jill Stein is brilliant in her own right, even though I disagree with the fact that the Green Party stance on military is no military at all, or less form of military. But when you look at the United States structure, we are built on the military conglomerate, which means that in order for the United States to remain a superpower, the United States do need that military superpower. So that's part of the reason why a lot of people do not get on board with a lot of third-party candidates. The United States structure is literally built on a two-party structure, which is the Democrats and which is the Republicans, to which they have already built their base of voters who will ultimately decide if they're going to vote for Democrats or Republicans. You never see Democrats or Republicans switch to being independent or third party. They always switch to being a Democrat or Republican, or a Republican to Democrat, because that is who controls the mainstream media.
All right, 10 seconds, use it or lose it.
I'm gonna lose it.
Okay, no problem. Rick said he's real. I disagree, but he's real. Okay, I think we're all real here. Anyways, Suni, you ready? I can't hear you.
Can you guys hear me now?
We can hear you now. Oh, she got that professional mic. Oh, she finna get it in. She got one of the podcasts, y'all. She finna serve. Oh, Daddy,
so
let's go.
I have a completely different take than the both of you, right? I think a third party can both help and hinder, but I think we already have experienced a third party candidate that ran within the framework of established political parties. I think if a Jill Stein did what a Donald Trump were to do, which was be a Democrat for most of his life, a classic liberal, and then run it under the banner of Republicans, he was able to galvanize a significant portion of the population. So can it hinder? Yeah, I think hindrance can be good, because that means you shake up the establishment. Can it be helpful? In my opinion, yes, because once again, we get to shake up the establishment of what Republicans and Democrats already stand for. So that's my take on it. I can see both sides and I resonate with both sides, but I think we are already looking at a third party candidate that decided to run under the Republican banner and effectively take it over.
Got a minute and 56 seconds. Use it or lose it.
I'm gonna lose it.
Okay, no problem. Now, how is these third-party candidates supposed to shake up anything, and they ain't got enough money to do what they need to do, first and foremost? And second of all, they ain't gonna win. I just want to know. Go ahead, Katrina.
Well, I'll answer your question, how they're supposed to shake up anything if they don't have any money. Do you know who the Trump allies mostly are backing in these swing states? Third-party candidates. Why? Because when you vote for a third-party candidate, it's a vote for Trump. When you think about it, we're talking about the margin of loss right now. Right now, the polling is looking, I guess, 49% for Harris, 47% for Trump. When you look at most of the battleground states, Trump is leading by less than 1%. Or either Harris is leading by less than 1%, with the exception of Georgia, Arizona, where Trump is leading by 2 points. You give those votes to a third-party candidate, who wins the race? It's the same thing that's happened before. Like I said, when we opened, the third-party candidates are only good for this electoral process in the very beginning, when people are actually making a decision. Because to your point, there are candidates who aren't necessarily independent candidates. They have resonated with one party in particular, whether it was Republican or whether it was Democrat. And you are right, Suni. Donald Trump is a Democrat, and he was a Democrat and has been a Democrat up until up until he saw a marketing opportunity to become a Republican and win this election. And he has taken it over because he knows what to say, what to do to rile the masses up and to create this Jim Jones-like following. When we're talking about these third-party candidates, look at who we have. We have, what's the guy's name? Chase Oliver. He is a 40-something gay candidate who resonates with a lot of people. He's on a lot of ballots, but he hasn't raised any money.
30 seconds.
Jill Stein hasn't raised any money. And the thing that you have to do when you run for office is to raise money and build infrastructure, because you have to be able to get your message out. You have to be able to get voters to the polls. And if you haven't been successful in doing that in the 2 years prior to the election happening, then what good would you be to us as a president?
Woody the vet said African Americans have too much to lose to be teetering on third-party candidates. Okay, Woody. Woody the vet. All right, Joe, what you got to say to that? 2 minutes.
Yeah, I'm agree with Katrina. If you can't have no money, then you can't get on that ballot. And ballot access is one of the things that's most important to a candidate. And you look at these, majority of the third-party political parties, like the Libertarian Party, like the Green Party, they don't have ballot access to the majority of the ballots in the United States. I think the Green Party has access to at least 18 ballots throughout the country. The Libertarian Party has access to 27 ballots, but that's not enough in order to make you a viable presidential candidate. Now, when it comes to particular racial groups or ethnic groups voting for a particular candidate, one thing that we as Black Americans have to do is stop pinning our money on one individual party. We have to do like everybody else and understand it's going to take more than just a Democrat or more than just a Republican in order to get an agenda for Black America passed. I think we've been fighting the same battle for, well over 150 years, and we've gotten nowhere by putting our support behind one particular party. We have to put our support behind the actual policies that's going to help us. That's going to cause us to get outside of our comfort zone, get outside of our box, and start looking at policies and saying, you know what, maybe this policy when it comes to economic development is going to help me as a small business owner. Maybe this policy when it comes to social welfare is going to help us as a community move forward. But thinking that we have to choose one candidate over another because they represent a party is asinine, in my opinion. I think that we are far beyond the measure for using one candidate as a measure to how successful we are as a Black community.
You got 28 seconds, use it or lose it.
I'm gonna lose it.
Okay, so you sitting here saying that Black people ain't got nowhere because we've been voting for one party? Because I'm trying to figure that out. Because didn't we at one point not have the right to vote? And we were supporting a particular party and had the right to vote?
Well, throughout history, according to the Library of Congress, the right to vote was never the problem. The problem was we were not being treated as human. Human rights was the problem, not civility. We've always had the right to vote. Ever since the 1800s, we always had Black members of Congress, and mind you, they were Republican. But as time went on, we decided to choose whoever told us things that made us feel good. Now we got to get out of the feeling and get back to what's economically advantageous for us as a Black community.
And so what is economically advantageous to us as a Black community right here, right now? And how does a third-party candidate contribute to that?
A third-party candidate does not contribute to anything that's economically advantageous because we have not. If you're a third-party candidate, you can't raise money to get your message out. What makes you think you're going to be able to get your message out as a presidential candidate if people are not even rocking with you on the national stage? When it comes to economically advantageous policies, we have to look at each individual candidate. We have to look at the record to find out what is it that they've done for us in the past that wants to make us continue to vote for them, and what could they do for us in the future. And I'm not talking about broad stroke policies. I'm talking about drilling down to policies that literally improve the economic conditions of the United States or improve the economic conditions of our particular community.
Thank you for that. It's real quiet in the comment section. I really don't appreciate that. I'm gonna need y'all to step it up. Okay. I don't know. Do we need to start an argument? Do we need to say something else? Katrina, you came in here looking like a cheater, girl. Like, come on. Like, you might need to, get back to me. I don't know what's going on.
They like a little clap.
Because what's happening is quiet. Okay, let me
too much.
We a little too civilized in here for them because they quiet. We're not in church. Okay, I'm not. What's cracking? I need y'all to pump it up in the comment section. Make sure you like this live. Make sure you're sharing this live with your friends, your family, all that kind of stuff. Also, I forgot to. Go ahead.
I'm sorry. I would like to offer something in response to what Joe said.
It's not time for that yet. Hold on.
Okay, go ahead. I'm sorry. Oh, yeah, it's Cindy's turn. I'm being okay. I was gonna get the comment section round up, but they was gonna say, "Oh no, it's Suni's turn."
You're right. See, you're right. Then I just went not see. I didn't want to make it civilized again. My bad. But I forgot one thing. I forgot to assign hearts to y'all. So let me do that one time for the one time, real quick. If y'all think Katrina is out here serving and giving the tea and just cooking for us tonight, I need y'all to drop some blue hearts in the comment section. If you think Joe coming in here and he's serving and he giving us the tea and he just schooling us every which way, but Sunday, Monday, and Tuesday, I want you to drop some red hearts. And if you think Suni is pulling up and dropping the gems, I need y'all to drop them orange hearts, okay? Oh, the blue. Oh, see Memphis in here. Memphis gonna turn up every time. One thing Memphis gonna do is turn up.
They hate me. They hate me. I'm talking about the people in the comments. They hate me because I'm a numbers guy and I'm gonna drop numbers. Period. Point.
Now we got some red hearts. There's some orange hearts in there. Red.
Yeah, it's
orange.
All right, Suni, you ready for your rebuttal?
I'm ready. Again, I'm going to go back to, I'm pulling from both of you in this argument.
Suni, you got the podcast now. You supposed to be getting it cracking. No, you're supposed to be
what?
I'm just kidding.
But I'm not agreeing. See, what I'm doing is I'm taking their arguments and I'm flipping your logic against you. Because third-party candidates do not have to run on an independent banner. That I think that's the misconception that we have in politics, is that they are like relegated to completely run independent. Trump was a classic liberal and ran Republican. If Jill Stein wanted access to the PACs that Democrats offer, Jill Stein would need to run Democrat. Make your relationships there, or else we're going to agree with what both of you are saying here, is they're officially and effectively ineffective, and they could potentially hurt, but it could potentially help. Look, I'm a disruptor. I'm a rebel. I want to shake up the establishment. I think we've had business as usual in Washington for far too long. So candidates need to get creative. And I think that Trump laid the groundwork. And I'm not even an avid Trump supporter. All right. I was off the Trump train, completely canceled the dude, didn't want to vote for him anymore. But then his policies just started making sense to me. And just watching his moves politically and strategically, Trump is showing third-party candidates how to win elections.
All right, tell us what policies Trump got that you think makes sense to you.
Well, I'm a parent. I want more control at a state level for my child's education. I'm big on, I live in a border state now. I was out of the country for 4 years. I had the luxury of not having to worry about those things until I came here and got to see things for myself. And he's a candidate that's offering something that I'm on board with.
What is he offering?
So let me ask for clarification before you go to anything else. When you say you want control of your child's education, I mean, I've raised two children, they're grown now, but I've also fought for education in the state of Tennessee. And one of the Trump policies is very contingent upon critical race theory and basically controlling the narrative as to how we teach our children about their history in our schools. Punishing schools, punishing teachers, punishing schools for teaching Black history. Also, there's the school choice issue where we're taking money away from public schools, putting it into a voucher system, taking money away from schools that are already deprived, that are already underperforming, that are already not up to par, and giving it to parents to be able to take their students to a private school. In which, don't get me wrong, I've done this with my son before, but under a different program. I took him to a private school from a public school, but the difference was when he got to a private school, it was a totally different curriculum. Where my son was a top performing student in a public school, he was socially active in his public school. He went to a private school with the little rich kids. He had a problem assimilating to private school culture. He had a problem performing in private school classes because it was a totally different curriculum. And I think we have this issue of thinking that we're missing out on something and that we're given access to something that doesn't even really equate to what we're already fighting to have, if that makes sense. So when you say I want control of my kids' education, is that what you're talking about, or am I missing this?
No, of course, yes. If my child is not going to this school, I think the money should follow my child, not a school that is failing. And unfortunately, because we experience what's called life, there are going to be kids that suffer because schools are underperforming. I
Why do you
think there's a
it's
remedy.
in the first place?
I'm sorry, say that again.
Why do you think those schools are failing in the first place?
Probably a lack of resource, probably tired teachers, underpaid teachers. And of course, I'm going to look at the state and say, why is it like this? What is the school? What is the school budget like? What is the school superintendent like? What are you allocating money to? Why is this teacher tired? Why does she have to buy her own supplies? I want to know what the state is doing.
Well, if you wanted to know what the state was doing, then we get active in state politics instead of voting for somebody who's going to just take more money away from the greater good anyway. I mean, we
I
have.
think you can walk and chew gum. I think I can
That's
pay
not how it
attention
works.
to local politics and also pay attention to what affects me at a federal level as a military spouse.
That's not how it works in real life when we're talking about state governments taking money from federal government to be able to fund their educational systems. That's not how it works.
Well, how does it work though? Don't the state take money from the federal government in order to fund these particular schools? Like, mind you, I grew up in South Central Los Angeles, and there's a lot of schools in South Central Los Angeles that are failing because the majority of schools are paid for by property tax and conglomerate with a public-private partnership from the state and the federal government in order to give them funds to teach a particular criteria or curriculum instead of ensuring that the schools are well-funded or having really, really good teachers to ensure the success of our students.
Can you help me understand? Okay, let me give you an example. I come from a city where there's not a metro government. There's a county government and there's a city government. There are certain schools, though it may be the same school system, now they have a consolidated school system, but still a separated government. Now they have a consolidated school system where there are certain schools in affluent neighborhoods that have the 5-star gyms and the gourmet meals in the lunchroom. But you go to another neighborhood and those schools have mold on their food, or they have air conditioning that hasn't worked in 2 years. Tell me how Trump's policies have fixed that for everyone, and not just your child with their $3,600 to go to a private school for 1 year and they're going to fail out and be sent back to a public.
Well, Trump policies doesn't fix that. The problem is the majority of these schools are paid for by property taxes. So when you have kids who are going to affluent schools or private schools, those schools are paid for by property taxes. Whenever you have school choice, what happens is
Trump's policies do not.
So hold on. What happens is when you push for school choice, every single individual student, they get to leave the school and they'll take that pot of money, right? Each individual student comes with $24,000 that follows them throughout their entire high school education. When they leave the public school system, when they go to another school, they're able to take that money with them. When they go to a private school, they're able to take that money with them. When they get homeschooled, they're able to take that money with them instead of leaving that money in the school district and allowing that student to leave. Now, Trump policies doesn't necessarily.
You want to know how it went in Tennessee? You want to know how it went in Tennessee? It started out as a program for the entire state, and do you know what they relegated it to? The blackest county in the entire state. The only county in Tennessee that was a part or subject of the choice program was Shelby County, because it was a predominantly black county. So if that doesn't tell you what this is, I don't know what to tell you.
Well,
Before you respond, hold on. Comment section.
Like it's not happening, but it's happening. It's happening in real life.
Before you respond, comment section. I need y'all to drop them hearts. If you think Katrina is out here cooking, I need you to drop them blue hearts. You think Joe getting it in? I need to see them red hearts. You think Suni getting it in? I need to see them orange hearts. Suni looks like she done shifted in her. She looks like she ready to go. She ready to get it in one time for the one time. Also, I seen someone say that they wanted to get up on the stage and they wanted to get in on this conversation. I'm gonna start pulling people up. So send me a request right now, and I'm gonna start pulling up roomies to jump in on the commentary. On the commentary. But I'm pulling you up as I see you. So if you want to pull up, go ahead and send your request right now. I'm gonna start pulling you up, but I'm gonna let them finish this conversation real quick. Suni, go ahead. You want to respond?
I mean, look, Trump policies offer me as an American more control. I am not in love with the Fed. In fact, I would embrace an anti-federalist approach. And I do embrace that. I think the state is able to always blame the Fed. And I think because they're always able to blame the Fed, we spend so much time paying attention to what the Fed is or is not doing, and we let the state run amok. I'm from Charlotte, North Carolina. When I looked at the school budget, I was disgusted. How do you generate $2.9 billion in state revenue? Okay, over billions in state revenue. the school districts gets 2.9, and most of that money is going to salary. Now, I'm not saying don't pay teachers, but I'm saying some of these salaries that these superintendents have are extremely high. I'm looking at stuff like that. So if a candidate's going to offer me that, I'm taking it and I'm running with it because I want more control.
Hold on, Happiness, if you want to get up on this stage, I need you to send a request. I'm not coming looking for you, okay? That's not my job. Now, I'll accept it if I see you up there, but I'm not going to play Where's Waldo with people who talking about they want to get on this stage. Now, I gave y'all the rules in the beginning, and that's what it is. You want to join the live, you just send me a request and say, hey, put me up on stage, and I'm going to get to you, okay? That's how this works. I just want to be clear about that. Not coming searching for you. I'm sorry. Who was next? Who has something to say?
No, I was just saying that's all great. I actually agree with you on a couple of those points, Sonny, but Trump policies don't fix that.
I think removing the buffer of we're not federally funded or we didn't get enough federal funding absolutely puts a spotlight on the state.
It's not a federal, we didn't get federal funding issue. It's an allocation issue, just as you outlined a minute
I
ago.
agree that it's an allocation issue, but that's not what we hear from the state.
Money comes from the Fed. It has to do with how the state manages that money. It doesn't have anything to do with Trump.
I agree.
And if you are against federal government, then I can see why you support Trump, because Project 2025 will give you all that you need. If you're against
let's go. That Project 2025, let's do it. Why not?
Oh, Lordy. This week.
Jenna said I had to take myself off of you. Go on, Jenna. Go on.
No, talk about Project 2025. Like, how many times does he have to denounce? I had a Senate committee meeting where the EPA that actually wrote part of Project 2025 came out on the floor and stated Donald Trump had nothing to do with Project 2025. It's also a think tank. What's a think tank? Can you answer that question for me? How come every U.S. sitting president is listed in that think tank and in Project 2025, including Kamala Harris? Can you answer that?
We already talked about this man being on
question. Why is every U.S. sitting president since Reagan basically on that?
Let me tell you something. Hold on. I'll turn everybody mic off. Now, I didn't already say it. I'm going to say it again. I'm not going to say it again after this. I'm the only one who asks questions on this stage. That's my job. You answer the questions, okay? Ain't nobody gonna answer you. I ask the questions, y'all answer. Now, Jenna, you go on say what you need to say, but you ain't gonna take my job. I need it.
Absolutely. I know you need your job. Listen, I ain't coming for your job now. But I just want to know, like, you made the suggestion that he's affiliated. Yeah, he was on the plane, but also there have been Senate committee meetings where there have been EPA. They wrote part of Project 2025, and they stated that he is not affiliated with he did not write it. Yes, it's a think tank. You can pull policies from it. Look at Barack Obama's the ACA program.
Baby, what you talking about? Look at the
ACA. Here's the deal.
Okay, so I'm sorry, AB, can you ask me what a think tank is, please?
Katrina, what's a think tank?
Okay.
No, you asked her what a think tank is because she made the claim that Project 2025 is Donald Trump's. I asked what a think tank is.
I'm sorry.
That's what I just did.
I'm answering your question, but I'm following instructions, Jenna, because AB says she's the person to ask the question so I can answer them. So I asked her to ask me the question just to catch you up. But a think tank is where a coalition of people who are most likely allegiant to one party come together to devise legislation and agenda issues they would like to push through legislation through both state and federal government.
Okay, thank you. So thank you for answering my question, because that's exactly what Project 2025 is.
Exactly what it is not, okay? That's not what it is. It is a product of a think tank. It is a spawn of a think tank, but Project 2025 is not a think tank.
Project 2025 comes directly from the Heritage.
Send a request.
Project 2025 comes directly from the Heritage Foundation. The Heritage Foundation is a think tank. Here's the deal. The majority of Americans in our country today read at a 7th grade level, and their comprehension is at a 5th grade level, which is up a grade level from last year. So if the education system that we have in our country is so great, then why are the people in our country not as smart as it reflects as you guys fight for the education system that we have right now? I think it is time that we try something different. If we have schools that are failing, whether it be in the inner city or in rural areas and rich communities, we need to let those schools fail and give these kids an opportunity to have their parents send them to a school to where they think they're going to best advance or best be most successful, regardless of if it's in Project 2025 or it's in some type of some liberal think tank. It doesn't matter to me. Education is important. We have to give our kids an opportunity to be successful, and the majority of the failing schools that are in our community are not that.
We got Sin on the stage. Sin, what you got to say? 2 minutes.
Hi. I just really want to talk about the whole job aspect of looking for and getting connected to like active, gainful employment, where search engines like Indeed or that old one, Snag a Job, that actually connects to jobs that are linked.
That's not what we're talking about. No, we're not doing that. Okay. Suni, did you have a response?
Sorry. Joe took what I was gonna say. I was gonna say
What I was gonna say.
policy.
Now maybe next week that could be the show. But I got to show this.
Listen, Joe just roasted the whole panel, and y'all didn't.
This is called Isla Slope. Y'all hope y'all caught it.
He did. That's why I remained quiet. He did. But look, I wasn't gonna call you slow now, but he kind of took what I said. Policy is policy. If it's good policy and it makes sense, it shouldn't matter if there's an R or a D attached to it. I think that's what hinders Americans now is we look at what policy is attached to what person instead of being realistic about how it's going to ultimately affect us. So I actually agree with Joe here.
So do you think it's good policy to do away with elected and hired positions and point your friends to them?
See, if we're talking about who the loyalists are, listen, if you are an America First loyalist, meaning you're going to put America first and our interests first and what's needed here first, I'm going to support that type of loyalist because that means that you're loyal to the people. So they don't say what loyalty to where. So I'm going to inject my own opinion of what it is. And when you say loyalty, if you're talking about to the American people, absolutely. Why would I not support something like that?
Johnny said, you said you shut down the Department of Education. Y'all can't be serious.
Close the whole thing straight down. People read at 7th grade level comprehension, at 5th grade level, shut it down. It
ain't working.
Shut the whole thing down. Y'all ain't smart enough to even know what the function of the Department of Education is. And you guys can't even read, y'all can't comprehend, which is why the majority of Americans report shut that down and come up with something new. It's not working. It ain't working at all.
Okay, but that's my other question. I mean, we applaud these things, and when I say we, I'm talking about y'all. We applaud these things that Donald Trump just spewed out on the spur of the moment, or that he came with on the back of the napkin while he's in the bathroom. But there's no other plan or any type of forecasting as to what's supposed to happen next. There's no there's.
What do you mean by that?
So we dismantle the Department of Education, and what's the game plan?
The state, the Fed doesn't need to worry about what the state got going on. Why do we need a blanket? Right, we get recommendations from the Department of Education, right? They recommended No Child Left Behind, and our children started to go to school smart and graduate dumb. If that recommendation came from this entity, why would we continue to use something that's broken? It's not helping. So I want to leave it to the state. We don't need the federal government involved.
Let me back up. That's like saying, okay, I'm in a business and I put out 5 products. One of my products doesn't sell. Do I shut down the whole business?
You should, because
no, you don't.
Here's the deal.
I don't think that's comparable.
You rethink your business model. So we
exactly
how we do education in this country. That does
Yeah.
not mean you dismantle the Department of Education, because then what do you do about your college system?
What do you think restructuring your business?
Somebody said the Republican-ran states have the worst education system. Black from my AO.
So why don't we want to talk about what type of cities are in those Republican states? It's easy to blame the state. What's happening in the city? Is the city doing what it's supposed to do? Is the city Democrat or Republican? Because we could talk about Democrat-ran states. We could talk about Republican-ran states all you want. What is the city doing?
And what do you think, like dismantling or restructuring your business consists of? Dumping the old model and adopting the new model. And I'll be honest with you, you don't have to close the business to restructure the business, but the business goes into a phase of non-production. And I'll be honest with you, we don't need Donald Trump's bathroom rhetoric to decide what we're going to do with our education, because what did he say their bathroom or locker room talk was? Grab by the JJ, right? That's not what we want to do with our education system. We want to ensure that people in our education system are actually creating an avenue for our kids to be successful. And his locker room talk ain't it. I'll be honest with you. So, I mean, like what the Department of Education is putting out as far as curriculum to the students across the United States is failing, because they don't learn to learn. They learn to test. You look at Texas. Texas has STAR testing. You look at California. California has exit testing. Every single individual state throughout the United States, they don't teach high school in order for these kids to learn. They teach them to test. Why? Because they want factory workers and they want to move them through the system as workers. But what's happened? The majority of our jobs are going overseas, which means that the curriculum they have is not even effective from the jump. So we either got to bring the jobs back or dismantle the systems that's creating workers for a job atmosphere that's not even there anymore.
Wow. I think y'all are kind of like meshing all the systems together, because the curriculum is not decided by the Department of Education.
The curriculum is absolutely decided by the Department of Education. That's how each individual states get their funding. That's why you have to have 4 years of math, 3 years of reading, 2 years of different type of language, 4 years of English, so on and so forth. If you don't have that, then guess what? States don't get that federal funding.
Okay, Zach, what you got to say? You didn't pull it up on here?
Yeah, I appreciate you guys. I would just say, Katrina, the metaphor that you used on business, I think it would be more applicable when you're talking about the metaphor of like medication. Like if a doctor prescribes something, and this is the education system that we're being prescribed, and that medication is clearly not working, you don't say, oh, maybe we should continue them on this medication, which is the Department of Education, and then see what happens. The goal is you stop prescribing that medication, which is the Department of Education. You do have to dismantle the Department of Education, because the state
have an alternative treatment. So what's the alternative treatment?
The alternative treatment, again, what Suni and Joe had alluded to, was statewide, right? So you go back to the states, and then what you're dealing with. Is there a problem with that? Is that frustrating?
The states are running the states are running their educational systems. I think y'all are losing that. The states are running their educational systems.
When you're dealing with what Joe had talked about is essentially that the Department of Education is the one that controls the actual tests and those the aspects of the education system that our actual studies and our SAT numbers are based off of, is the Department of Education, right? And basically, when you're talking about the child care that Suni was talking about, what you're dealing with is the having the choice, and school choice, I think, is really what the differential that you'll see is. Schools should have the ability to fail if they're not educating children. They should have the ability, just like any business in this country, they should have the ability to fail. And other schools that are performing better should be able to succeed and overtake those schools that are failing and that are not educating.
Somebody said, please, can an educator get on this live, because people who are not experts in this arena are. If there's an educator in here, ask to join the live.
Maybe I should give you some more of my qualifications.
Go ahead, Katrina.
I actually ran a post-secondary school in Tennessee, a nursing school, the only Black-owned nursing school in the state of Tennessee. So I dealt with general education requirements and how our state ran our educational system. The federal Department of Education is only in place to protect the civil rights of the students, the core competencies of educational systems. They do not dictate what type of curriculum is stated. They do not dictate competencies as they're tested. That is a state thing. That's why you'll see Tennessee mimicking what Texas does, or Texas mimicking what California does, because it's not federally regulated. I think y'all kind of getting that confused. That's not what happens.
Estella, what you got to say? What you got to say?
Good evening. My concern is I'm in North Carolina, and speaking about, I know, right? We have some situations here in North Carolina. We've got Mark Robinson, and we've got Michelle Morrow. Michelle Morrow, in being the superintendent of public education for North Carolina K through 12, she has some situations. So I feel like if we put get rid of the Department of Education and put it back to the state, we're going to be dealing with someone here in North Carolina who is very open about how she feels about having Yahtzee ideology. She's homeschooled her children. Has not been in education. She has, she and Mark Robinson kind of on the same scale. They both believe in, let's say a person with a really small mustache is one of their role models. So I don't know if you all are familiar with Mark Robinson. I'm kind of sure that you are, but also with her, that's going to be an issue. That concerns me, because she's going to be responsible, as far as education, responsible for about $11 billion budget. She will determine what school gets funding, what school gets, this school needs air conditioning, this school needs this and that. That's going to be an issue. And that concerns me for our children. That really concerns me.
Somebody said the Department of Education is needed. Shaking my head. People don't even realize the protections they offer students. Suni, what do you have to say about that? We can't hear you.
I would ask them what protections are students being offered that that the state doesn't already offer.
Oh.
I mean, that would be it. I mean, if they wanted to answer back in the comment section that came up, this is your live, so you set the rules, but that would be my retort to them.
Katrina said, I'm curious if any of this discussion is persuading you all to vote and influencing others to do so. Let us know. Are you being persuaded to vote? Because it's election season right now, and y'all hearing all these different sides and all this different stuff going on right now. And I'm going to tell you, I don't care who you vote for. Just make sure you vote. I follow you. I do, but it's not the page. So what I'm saying is, make sure you vote. Zach, what else you got to say today?
Yeah, and I think that the education system, I think that obviously there's some things that Katrina agrees with that Suni and Joe are bringing up, but I think there's things that they're disagreeing with. I don't have a whole lot more on education. I think that one of the biggest things that Americans are wondering about is the border, and they're wondering about their economy, right? Those are the two biggest voter issues that we have in this election. And Donald Trump is clearly more trusted based on the polling numbers on those two issues. When you're looking at the border at the peak of the Biden administration, quadrupling the border encounters in the first 2 years, and then bringing it down 50% as if that's a win, when that's quite literally double the numbers that we initially had under the Trump administration. And you have the CBP app that was initially used for importing bananas being used to import humans. I think there's an issue with that, right? Like, you have an app that was literally made to deregulate so that we could have more produce flowing into the country. And the Biden and Harris administration utilized the same app that was for produce so that they could, quote, wave a magic wand and grant people legal status under their citizenship. And I think it's concerning because just 4 years ago, we were unbelievably worried about wearing a mask in public. But right now, we have so many people that are pouring into our country that we have no idea where they're coming from or what they have as far as like even a sickness goes. And so there's a lot of concerns.
They said, but I don't know where we were going with that. That went left real quick.
That wasn't popping.
Okay. Exactly. At first, it was okay, and then you. I don't know what.
She should have learned this lesson.
Nobody was on that side of the street, bro.
Should have learned this lesson.
I hope you got your check for that. I hope. Joe.
This is outside of everything that we're talking about. The election is coming up. It's the first week in November. I think November 4th is when the election is. The problem is when the election is, right now until the election is over, the shade room is still going to be here. Now we have the shade room politics, we have the read room, and right now we have 226 people in this room, but we only have 3.5 thousand likes. We're going to be here after the election, during the election, and prior to the election. So all 235 people that's on this live need to start tapping that screen and liking this live so we can make sure that we get the majority of people who we have on this live who take time out of their day to come here and talk politics and give their perspectives and give you guys the opportunity to hear something outside of what you heard, whether it be mainstream media, your own podcast, and hit that like button so we can continue to come on here and give you great content and give you opinions that you can argue with your family about. Thanksgiving is coming up, or you can argue at Christmas, or you can comment in the section whether you like us or hate us. We don't really care, but y'all need to get those likes up on this comment. Katrina, she used to be a state senator. You got to give her props. She knows what she's talking about. SUNY content creator, the host, she's on point. You guys got to give the props. Click that like button, tap the screen. There's nothing to tap the screen.
Thank you. No, don't try to take my job, Joe.
You're such a diplomat.
My bad. I'm used to asking for money from running for office. I'm used to asking money. That's what I do.
I was going to ask you, where's your ass?
Yeah. Tap that screen. Give them likes.
Okay. Tap the screen. And my love language is receiving gifts. So you're going to gift me too. Okay.
I love that.
All right, so we have about 5 more minutes of the show left, so I'm going to give you guys each 1 minute to give you a closing remarks, and then after that, I will let you all just tell everybody, where they can find you, where they can follow you, and how they can support you. Katrina, go ahead, 1 minute.
I will just say this is not the time to be entertaining losing candidates. Nobody wants to be on a losing team. We have to keep things in focus. It's either going to be one or it's going to be the other. I understand we all have our own personal convictions. We all have a little ego in us. We all have a little resentment for things not going right sometimes. But you have to understand that in 13 days, the trajectory of this country is going to go one way or the other. Either way, it's going to be a very radical way, whether it's the leadership of a Black woman of this country or it's the non-leadership of an idiot of this country. It's going to go one of two ways. And we have to be able to cast our votes keeping that in mind. So Kennedy's not going to get us there. Oliver's not going to get us there. Stein's not going to get us there. And Lord knows Cornel West ain't going to get us nowhere. So we have to make sure that we're voting in this election. First of all, voting, period. Second of all, that we're voting for a candidate that has the viability to win an election. And that's going to be your candidate of choice. Hopefully your choice is Kamala Harris and Tim Walz.
All right, period. Joe, I'm going to give you 1 minute. You ready?
I'm ready.
Yeah.
I don't want to influence anybody to vote any direction. However, put your money where your mouth is. And if you go to the Federal Elections Commission website and you look at your candidate and they don't have no money, then your only two choices is either Kamala Harris and Tim Walz or J.D. Vance and Donald Trump. Personally, as a business owner who loves those tax breaks that Donald Trump's, allegedly gives the rich, I'm going to take it. But on the other hand, I mean, we have a plethora of issues that we have to look at. The border is one of them. The next thing is when you are a business owner, who's going to be the most advantageous when it comes to taxes and being able to grow your business. And we know that's not Kamala Harris and or Tim Walz. I went to Minneapolis after George Floyd died, and we saw the destruction that people did in Minneapolis, and Tim Walz was nowhere to be found. And having a prosecutor say that she's going to fight for to lower the conviction rate for criminals is it's like saying that you're going to have somebody at McDonald's going to make $1 million next week. We know that's not true. However, our country is really in an extreme pickle, and so you have to look at what's best for you. You want a prosecutor who has no influence in business, know nothing about business, know nothing about running a country. Or you're going to have, Donald Trump, who is this businessman. He is a billionaire. He knows exactly what it takes in order to make money for this country. And you can look at where our country was whenever Donald Trump was the president. We had no wars. Everybody was doing good. Everybody had money in their pockets. And then you had the Biden-Harris campaign coming to office. And all of a sudden, inflation shoots up 24%. Now they're saying it's down 2.4%, as if the 24% is all of a sudden, non-existent. And so, that's your choice. You have Biden, Harris, Donald Trump. Personally, I'm voting for Donald Trump, but you make your choice.
I love how you said, I'm not trying to convince you what side to vote for, and then proceeded to try to
listen. Look,
every business he ran has failed, but go ahead. Go on.
400 minus 6. Pretty good.
All right. Ready? Suni?
I'm ready, yeah.
Go ahead. 1 minute.
I'm not going to convince you because I don't think Republicans or Democrats know what the hell they're doing. I think we're all suffering. I think people have become ideologues. I think a lot of people would rather set trip and gangbang for political parties rather than actually go become leaders in their own communities. I'm a mother. My husband is serving this country. We don't have time to sit here and set trip for the right or the left. At the end of the day, you're an American. I'm an American. 90 people here. I'm sorry. It keeps fluctuating. 200 something people here. They're all American. Every single policy affects us all. It may affect us at a different level. It may affect us some stronger than others, but we're still feeling the impacts. So at the end of the day, look at the policy and look at the policy objectively and ask yourself, does it make sense? If Trump don't make sense to you and you've looked at it objectively, then safely go vote. If Kamala doesn't make sense to you and you've objectively looked at her stuff, then go vote. But stop set tripping for Republicans and Democrats, for crying out loud. That's all I'm asking, especially Black folks. We don't need to be set tripping for neither party.
Okay.
I'm done.
You said what you said. I just want to, it's Kamala Harris. Kamala.
Oh, her name?
Yes. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. We gotta put some respect on it. All right, y'all. I appreciate y'all so much for joining me tonight. Before we get off here and before I let y'all shout yourselves out, I'm gonna just ask the audience one more time for the one time. If you think Katrina came up and did her thing, I need you to drop them blue hearts. Somebody said Scamala. I ain't got time for y'all.
Don't do that.
If you think Joe came on here and did and for the one time, drop them orange hearts. Okay, period. I'll take the circles too. We'll take the circles. Let's see what we're looking like. Okay, hold on. Suni, hold on, Suni and Joe. Okay, we see the blue.
Okay.
Blue, y'all tripping.
Katrina, they love you too. They've been blue hard all day.
They was, but it's,
yeah, you've been dropping knowledge. I ain't gonna lie.
Blue bedtime 9:30, baby.
Yeah.
People say we sleep. Okay, now we ran with you the first 15 minutes, Katrina. I don't know what to tell you after that.
Exactly.
All right, before we log off, Katrina, tell everybody where they can come follow you on social media.
Yes, please follow me here on TikTok, Madam Speaker 901, and you can find me on Instagram all the time, Senator Katrina Robinson.
All right, Joe.
You can follow me on here and all other social media platforms, as well as my website at Joe E. Collins, 3, or joecollins3.com. Thank you guys again.
Thank you. And Suni, go ahead.
You guys can follow me here. Definitely not Suni Blanks because I'm always trying to hide from the censorship. Follow me here. You guys can also follow me on my YouTube. Shout out to my co-host. She's streaming this debate as well. So more audiences are getting to see this discussion. And thank you for having me. I hope I get to come back because this was actually really fun.
Yay! Well, I'm glad you all had a good time. I would love to have you all back again anytime y'all want to get into it with me one time. Y'all know I am your host, Legally Hype. You can find me on all social media platforms. I am Legally Hype. This is a great debate. I hope you all have a wonderful night. And I look forward to
Sorry. I was like getting into my snacks thinking this thing was going to go for longer. Thank God for Suni. She shouted me out, but I'm waiting for her to come back. Suni's about to join us. She's about to come back over here. I don't know what you guys thought, but I thought Suni was Suni. Oh, I thought Suni was far above that panel. Okay. Like she was too good for that panel. And I'm not just saying that, but I think her and Joe were probably the most knowledgeable. You don't hear me? Do you guys hear me? Matthew saying no sound. Oh, okay. You can hear me now. Okay. Yeah. I thought Suni was top tier. I don't know what y'all think, but I think she was too good for the shade room, to tell you the truth. That's just my opinion. What do y'all think? You can hear me chomping on snacks. Yeah, I was eating a burger that I had gotten this afternoon and I didn't finish. So I was trying to eat it thinking we were going to go a little bit longer. It looks like Suni is going to run to the restroom, but we'll get her thoughts shortly when she comes back. Anyways, thank you guys for sticking with us to watch that live debate. Oh, I see her sitting down. I think the debate topic was great. I'm not so sure that the panel intellectually could really speak to what they were debating, but I don't know. We'll see. We'll see what Suni thinks. Suni, come on over. Girl. Hold on, you're muted.
Can y'all hear me? Am I still
Now we
muted?
can hear you.
Am I
Now we
good?
can hear you.
Hello? Okay.
Okay, give us your thoughts.
I don't think they could handle what I was saying. I don't think they really even. I think the Shade Room and their associates are so far left that a lot of what I was saying, you could see they were just like.
It was above their head.
There were parts where she was like, okay, like I see that. But when I said we already have a third party candidate and this is how you do it, and I think other candidates should follow this framework, it kept resulting back to it's just never going to work. It wouldn't work, and black people ain't got time for this. And actually it took away votes from Hillary Clinton, which I don't think they have any way of proving that. Much like their argument is, they have no way of proving that Trump lost votes and Biden gained votes. So,
Exactly.
And I wish I could have got more into the numbers because I think the highest support that a third party candidate has gotten, and it was probably the redhead lady. What's her name? Jo Jorgensen.
Mm-hmm.
I think she got between 10 and 15%. But any other time, candidates are getting 3%, 0.9%,
Right.
0.1%. Third party candidates don't. The only way they can act as a hindrance or a help is if it's shaking up the establishment. And I think I said that twice, but she understood me when I said I'm an anti-federalist, and she got it. She said, "Oh, you oppose the federal government. I can see why you think that way."
Who said that? Katrina or the host?
Katrina.
Okay.
And that scares a lot of black people. I purposely went over there with this opinion because more black people need to hear this. I purposely ended the show that way. Stop politically gangbanging. Y'all, you up here, vote Kamala. For what?
Right.
For what? Are the people looking at her policy? Are they viewing it from an objective lens?
Right.
Are they comfortable with the policy? Does it make sense to them? Is it something that they want to be supporting? It was fun, but I definitely didn't feel challenged. I felt like I was giving them more of a challenge than they were presented to me. But it was fun.
I could tell you were holding back because they couldn't. I don't think they would have been able to like meet you at the level that you were going to hit them with. So I feel like you were just kind of holding back and being nice, which is so unlike you.
But you know what? this is how I took it.
You know your audience.
I can act a fool, or I can go up there and do what they don't expect me to do, which is be respectful, calmly articulate my shit. And we saw the comment section. We saw all the orange hearts. We saw all the red hearts. We saw what people were saying when they were speaking about the Shade Room.
Yeah.
Fam said they got mad in the comments over that set tripping comment. Did they? What'd they say? I don't care. It's the truth. You're set tripping and politically gangbanging and don't none of y'all know policy.
Yep.
We're talking about Project. She's a former senator.
I could not believe, honestly,
You're
I
talking
could
about
not
Project
believe it.
2025. And I sat quiet for that because I was like, this is so petty.
Yeah.
Like, who cares? I'm not even going to sit here and like dignify this with the response. We're here to talk about this third party option.
Yeah.
And I have a different argument for both of you. So if it would have been a good debate to like really get in, I would have hopped in. But they're arguing about Trump.
Right.
I'm not here to defend Trump.
Right.
That's
That was
what
not
I'm
the
here for.
topic.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was not the topic. And I agree with you. Like, how do you prove that if you vote for a third party candidate, you're giving Donald Trump the vote? You're giving Kamala, either way, Kamala, you can't prove it. If anything, if you don't vote or you give it to a third party candidate, you're wasting your vote, I think, because you should use your vote to vote for either or of the winnable candidate.
Yep.
You know?
Bingo.
So yeah.
But look, this is where we are. It was fun. And I'm gonna continue to do those because the Shade Room has got 3 million people. Although they only had at a max almost 300 people watching, that is still 300 people that have never heard of Suni or Joe Collins.
Yeah.
Don't care.
And
if that means I go on that show every time and I supersede them in intellect, oh well.
Like, where do are these like, is this like the host was like a regular person, or like they just pull her out of like?
No, she works. She runs that show.
Okay,
That's a political
listen,
debate show.
Let me speak to our people really quick. Okay, you guys, if that channel has 3 million followers, okay, and can get 2,000 likes in the 30 minutes on that, whatever the fuck that was debate, y'all should be ashamed of yourself, because we should have more followers than we have. And y'all should be sharing our shit, okay? Because I'm sorry, I'm not trying to toot my own horn or anything. And by the way, Suni, thank you for shouting us out. I almost had to come for you. Almost, but you redeemed yourself in the end.
No, you didn't. You're just impatient. I work on my time, not most time. That's what that was. Hurry up. I saw your comment. I was like, I'm going to wait to the last minute. You're going to tell me what to do.
No, but I'm just saying, like, it just goes to show, like, it's not about how good your content is. That's for damn sure. Because that host was straight trash. And I'm not talking about her personally, but as like a host of a show, like, I don't know.
It's the Shade Room, though. It's the roomies. We post drama, salacious news, and then y'all about to learn something real quick. This is where I personally feel the right fails.
Mm-hmm.
This right here.
What?
We are, and I'm gonna pop shots at you real quick. Not hard, but I'm gonna pop shots at you. I am. Because I feel like you should be one of the main people to understand this. You're around me and Bryson. You're constantly listening to me talk.
Yeah.
This is something you should see. We will bend the knee for Amber Rose, but then critique this woman. Number one, this is the culture.
Yeah.
This is what Black people are watching. There's 3 million Black people subscribed to Shade Room's TikTok.
Right.
We would be foolish as right-leaning people to not go partake in conversations over there, no matter how unkept or like, I don't feel like you handled that professionally, because I'm there to act professionally. She's providing a massive platform. I'm here for it because we need to tap into culture. The right is boring. It sucks on culture. It sucks on messaging. We keep talking about, Trump's going to get a historical number of Black men voting for him. How? When we don't even interact with the culture. The only person who interacts with the culture is Candace. Bryson with the music.
Right, but the thing about Candace is like she doesn't change who she is to interact with the culture. Does that make sense? So like
She's what? I'm
Candace
sorry.
so Candace doesn't change who she is or put on extra whatever to interact with the culture, okay? That lady was doing too much.
That's the culture. That's
That
my
lady was
cousin.
doing
That's
too
my
much.
sister.
Oh,
She acts
Lord.
just like my sister.
Yeah, but I'm saying there okay. Wendy Williams is doing too much, but it translates because that's she does it in a way that it's balanced, right? So like she gives you that, but she's clearly intelligent, clearly because she has a successful show. I ain't never heard of this. I don't even remember her. All I remember is Katrina because she had on a cute leopard print dress. Okay. And I think Joe was trying to get in them panties because when he said she was intelligent, I was like, oh Lord, he's probably trying to get in it. I don't know. I don't know where he got intelligent. I don't think she was intelligent at all. But whatever. I digress. I totally agree with you that we need to be over in those circles, right? Like we need to, get out of our little right-winged think tanks, to use a a word from the show. But at the same time, that show did not I wanted to jump out. Like I just wanted to jump out. If it wasn't for that we were there supporting you, I never would have watched that show. It wouldn't have had my attention. I'm just telling you. And I think all the people here can agree that they were there to support you. They would have never stayed to watch those people talk. Never. Can I get some type of comment in the comment section? We were there to support Suni, but that show was straight trash. I'm just saying.
Thank you, Adele.
No, you did a great job. That's what I'm saying. You did a great job. We were there for you.
I get what you're saying. I'm just saying they're not political commentators.
Mm-hmm.
The senator, I was actually disappointed in how extremely biased she was as a senator. But this is the culture, bro. This is what it is. You have to be able to go into these atmospheres and talk to these people just like that. That's it. And if we can't do that, don't talk about the black vote. Don't talk about nothing black, because that's the demographic that you're looking for.
Right.
You got to accept them as they are, bro.
But this is why you and I are a good pair, right? Because you can go over there and chat it up with them, and you love it. Okay, I'm not here for that. I am not here for that. Okay, I'm gonna talk to the civilized people. Okay, I like shady people. I like petty people, but you still got to have like some level of like sense about you. That lady was wild.
Right? Because look, if I were left leaning and I would have went on a right leaning panel like that, it would be completely different. People would say that I didn't perform well, and folks over here would probably be like, I can't believe you went on that show. It was so horrible. Like, I don't know. I just took the opportunity, and I look forward to having more fiery discussions. It's election season. It is election season.
Oh, it needs to be over. I'm ready.
I want Americans to think, and if I can agitate some spirits over there by telling them to stop set tripping, then I'm gonna go over there every time that they invite me and make fun of them for set tripping.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm gonna say exactly what I said before. You ought to be ashamed of yourself as black people. Set tripping. Don't want to get up and do shit yourself. And then got the nerve to quote some Malcolm X, and you got LeBron James, old crusty, dusty, funky ass, holding a book upside down. Shut up.
Oh, Lord. Well, thank God, Suni, you can go over there and hold your own. They couldn't handle it. They couldn't handle it. I'm just here to tell you. Like, can you imagine if like Liddell would have gone on there? He would have
gone on there.
But I'm saying he would shut that group down.
Yeah, that's the point. That's the point.
But
they're supposed to see what the right looks like, and then they get to say, well, dang, okay, they were able to articulate that. Okay, that made sense. There were people in the chat like, okay, I can understand her here, but I don't get it here, right? And they were like, and what happened is exactly what I have theorized. Black people have what did Cat Williams say? You have a very unhealthy alliance with losers,
Mhm.
and it is not like you. Black people have a very unhealthy alliance with the Fed.
Yeah.
And the second you try to strip that away from them, you're a threat, which is why they call figures like Donald Trump a threat to democracy. But you want to get rid of the DOE? Why? Well, they're helping these not inner city. They're helping these special needs kids. What do you mean? What do you mean? When Charlotte can give 2.9 billion to the the education, the school department. I don't want to hear nothing about no goddamn Fed helping no freaking disabled people. Make the state do it.
Right.
She was pretending like we don't take recommendations, like money isn't allocated. What
Yeah.
about those schools that don't get that 2.9 billion, right? They're very dependent on that instead of the state doing what it's supposed to do. So they don't understand that. And we
Yeah.
should exploit that. That's why I said Black conservatives that walk around pretending like there's going to be this exodus and they just need to sit on their platforms and hyper focus on police brutality and post dumb memes and post ridiculous news stories that people are already biased on. You are grifting.
Yeah.
Because you know for a fact that Black people in droves are never going to leave the Democrat Party. And you know for a fact that you talking about the Republicans freeing the slaves ain't gonna get these niggas over here either. You taking a check. Tell the truth, shame the devil.
I'm just going to say one last thing, okay? I know that you say that's the culture. I think that's a piece of the culture. Those people represent a sector of the culture. But I don't think that those people on that panel represent all of the Black culture, okay? Because I think had their skin been white and they came with that BS that they came with, I would have still been like, that was trash. Does that make sense? And they were on the Shade Room. It was trash. It's not about the culture, okay? Like, I get Black culture. It's got a vibe to it, right? But those people were just not very smart. They weren't very smart. I'm sorry. I think too highly of the Black culture to even associate. Okay, I'm sorry. I'll stop right there.
Black culture is a product. There is no such thing as Black culture. That there are experiences in different regions of America,
right,
that Blacks have.
But they have different experience. But I'm saying Black people experience different things.
Yeah,
Not every
that's why
Black
there's
person
no such thing as
experiences the
Black
ghetto.
culture. Because what is Black
Exactly.
culture? There's no such
Exactly.
thing.
Exactly.
I'm
But you
saying
said-
it is the culture. I'm saying it is the product, and we
okay.
understand the product. So we don't need to shun the product. We need to effectively use it.
Oh Lord. Well, you go ahead.
But that's
sweetie.
why you're not the personality to go do that.
That's exactly why. Because I just could not. I would be like, sis, your dress is cute. Good night. Okay, because I just can't with you.
And people think I'm the problematic one. I am so sick of this mischaracterization of me. All right?
Mhm.
I'm not the one that chooses violence here, as you can see.
I choose violence.
Wait, you're over there.
See?
She chooses
Cheryl's over there.
violence.
Mhm.
No,
I
they
choose. I was
don't.
ready. I was holding back in the comments because I wanted to say some stuff.
All right, what's our first topic? We're already an hour and 33 minutes in, and I gotta.
All right.
I'm
Well,
hungry.
let's talk about McTrump, McMAGA. He was at the McDonald's. Look how cute,
Yeah.
y'all. First of all, can I just say really quick?
Oh God!
and I know
here goes
Sudie's
the
gonna
Code
laugh at
45
me.
rhetoric. Yeah. Here we go.
I know Sudie's gonna laugh at me, okay? But when I saw him like go into the McDonald's and he put on like his little outfit, which I was just like, how like he almost looks like a McDonald's character with his little tie and he's got this little apron on and they like put it on and he was so attentive while the guy was showing him how to make the fries.
Why are you
I was
talking
like,
about him like he is a child?
I don't know, but I legit, Dave will tell you, I was like tearing up because he was just so cute. He was
Yo.
just so cute in the McDonald's. Okay, so cute.
You're funny.
I'm sorry, but I was just like, you know what? I couldn't love this man more right now.
What?
He just looks so cute in his little outfit. I was like,
Oh my
Trumpy,
God.
Trumpy.
You
Anyways.
said Trumpy. Yo, this is getting embarrassing.
Well,
What is
so
happening?
I know. So, okay, so Trump went to the McDonald's. He went to a McDonald's as part of a campaign stop in the battleground state of Pennsylvania. And he visited this particular McDonald's and decided he was going to work I think it was like 20 minutes. He said, I'm going there for 20 minutes. If I'm there for 20 minutes, it's 20 minutes longer than Kamala ever worked there. I mean, he threw a little bit of shade. Okay, for sure. What I thought was funny, because I had posted a video of Trump, in the drive-thru or whatever. And all the comments on my TikTok were like, well, it was staged. Well, it was staged. That there was a sign that they closed down the McDonald's. And I was just like, are people this dumb? Like, is this really the comment that we're getting? Like, people are they're really this dumb that they think we're like, the Secret Service is going to be like, yeah, open for regular business. Everybody come on through. The president's, serving up the Big Macs.
Yeah, people are that dumb.
People are that dumb. Like, I was just like, you guys, you do understand that when Kamala, sorry, by the way, P.S., I hate when people correct me on how to say her name. I could give two shits about how to say her name.
You saw what I said. I said, oh, okay.
I saw, yeah.
Oh, okay.
I was like, yeah.
I don't give a fuck about you correcting me on that.
But I'm like, so you think that when Kamala's husband goes knocking door to door and the people of the house answer the door in head to toe Kamala merch, that wasn't staged? That wasn't a setup? You think people just walk around all day with Harris Waltz t-shirts and sneakers on? Like, you think that really happens?
I don't even see that around Las Vegas. And you would think that you would see people. You don't see anyone walking around with her shirts unless they're at a rally.
I've only seen it in an airport.
You don't see Harris hats. I see MAGA hats all the time.
All the time.
All the time.
Yeah.
He looked good, not cute. Yeah, I'm gonna be honest. I don't really have anything to say because I didn't really give a shit about Trump being at McDonald's. I said, wow. You want to know what I said? I said, wow. What a spot we are in America where Americans get excited about a president going to McDonald's, bro. Like, where are we?
No. Listen, it was all fun for me. Like, it was all in good fun. It was a moment where we
watching a president go to McDonald's.
Yes, why not?
Oh my
okay,
goodness.
Listen, why
Do you
not?
see this economy? I don't give a shit about that nigga going to McDonald's.
Well,
I need you to win the election.
Well, yeah, and listen, you cannot say he hasn't put in work to campaign. I mean, he was literally stopping off for 20 minutes to do this and then off to another event. Okay. So it's not like it's not like Kamala. She just announced
out participation trophies. I can't take it.
Kamala took a whole day off today. She announced, I took the day off today. Okay. I'd rather you go work at McDonald's for 20 minutes and then off to your next rally than to take a whole day on PTO day.
Why not? Take a day off. They're humans.
No, you don't get to take a day off.
This is crazy.
You're the vice president.
I'm gonna make fun of y'all for the rest of my life. I'm gonna be like, y'all remember that one time Americans got excited that Donald Trump was at McDonald's?
I was here for it. Suni's a hater. Suni is a hater, okay? Suni is a hater. I was like,
oh my God.
They got excited about the president at the McDonald's. He was at McDonald's, y'all.
Yeah, bro. He was.
Goodness.
And I'm proud of him, and I loved it.
Well, you're proud of him for going to McDonald's.
Yes, that he had a little bit of fun. You know what I mean? Like he took the time to have a little bit of fun. He went to McDonald's.
You know what? Y'all are happy that a president went to McDonald's. What?
I thought it was cool.
Halfway.
What did it say? Houseway?
Houseway, yeah. Hell.
All right. Well, since Suni's a fun killer, we'll move on to the next topic. All right. So I'm going to play a clip, but first I'm going to let me just take this down for a second. I'm going to while this loads, I'm going to read to you a little article. Could Trump undermine the vote once again? Harris claims her legal team is prepared. Okay. So I'm going to show you a video of her saying this because Sudi was like, what? When I told her about this. But it says here, former President Donald Trump and his allies have filed hundreds of lawsuits with more to come. They've been filing lawsuits because they've been hitting him with lawsuits, right? So he's hitting them right back. He's seeking to tighten voting rules and disqualify voters. Security experts have gained out how to restore order quickly if unrest at polling locations shuts down voting for hours on end. Election administrators in several states have purchased a panic button for their poll workers to use in the event of violence. Okay. So I'm going to tell you guys, I started this before you started your show, that when I went to the polls yesterday to go vote, one of my friends who was working one of the polling stations in Dallas told me, and I posted this video on my TikTok, okay, and on my YouTube channel, that a gentleman walked out in a fury. And this lady who got him on video said, "Sir, what's wrong? What's wrong?" And he said, "I went and did my vote," because we vote on machines here in Texas. "I went and did my vote." And then it tells you at the end, "Please confirm your choices." So it'll show you what you voted for. You click confirm, everything looks good. And then it prints out your ballot. When his ballot printed out, it said that not Trump that he voted for. It said Kamala and I'm sorry, Harris and Walz. Okay. So it switched his vote. So the lady was like, well, maybe that was a mistake. So she goes inside to go report it to the election judge. And inside there's another lady looking at her ballot, and the same thing happened. Okay. So YouTube, I'm just reporting the news. Okay. But something funny is already starting to happen. And after this story came out, more and more stories started to come out, in particular in Texas, because we started our early voting yesterday, that people are noticing that their ballots, once they're being printed before they go and put them in the machine, are being changed. Okay. Now, I'm not trying to start nothing, but when I saw this video from Kamala, I thought two things. I thought, well, is she admittedly being an election denier? Is she going to challenge the election results if they're not in her favor? Or is it that she knows there's about to be a ruckus because they're doing some funny stuff? So let me play this video and I'll get your thoughts.
There's no sound.
There's no sound?
No.
Okay, hold on.
We've got 2 weeks to go, and I'm very much grounded in the present in terms of the task at hand, and we will deal with election night and the days after as they come, and we have the resources and the expertise and the focus on that as well.
So you have teams ready to go? Is that what you're saying? Are you thinking about that as a possibility?
Of course. We've got 2 weeks to go.
What are your thoughts?
I think we shouldn't expect Democrats just to go down lightly. I think we should consider all avenues. I actually like what YouTube Anything said. I think that could potentially happen. Trump wins the election and then Kamala sues and ends up winning, and they overturn it. Now, I can see that happening because Democrats always do things in their favor. Now, would it fall in their favor? I don't know, given they made a whole fuss about January 6th and Trump denying the election. So I don't think Kamala has that avenue at this point, because then it'll look, we get to run all the years of news back and be like, but wait a minute.
Right.
We're supposed to trust the democratic process. And where's your evidence? Because the Supreme Court didn't take Trump's evidence, or didn't take his claim of trust me, bro. Here, I got this. The Supreme Court said, nope, that ain't enough. You need to prove that the state did X, Y, Z. Even when the states change election laws right before the election, which is fucking illegal, right? I don't think Democrats would do that, but that is a crazy scenario if they do. Just be prepared to run it back. You got 3.5. You got over 4 years of content to run back.
Right. Exactly. I'm going straight to The View because I'm like, what y'all got to say now?
America, I think that would trigger a civil war. That right there, that whole scenario, I think people would absolutely lose it. If they decertified an election that Trump won after giving him hell about that, what?
Yeah.
Susu had him shook. Did I really? Because Mo said, bro, that's crazy. I don't even think they. Hey, man.
She could have shook him harder. And Joe, I don't know if you were listening earlier, but I said you and Suni were the only two on that panel with any freaking brains. And like, I don't know what else to say. The only reason the show, us over here, the only reason why, you know, me and the people on this show even kept streaming that show was because you and Suni were on there and we were there to support. Otherwise, we would have been out of there. Okay.
She definitely gave her opinion. You were doing your thing. I appreciate that. Like I said, shout out to Joe. Joe said you're coming home. We're gonna get you out there. Joe is keeping me actually busy. There's a few other things that I'm going to be doing. Liddell's been keeping me busy. I haven't had any time to I don't even have time to do research for our show anymore. I'm so glad that we just pick from live topics and say, hey, we're talking about this.
No, we have an election to talk about.
It's been rough, but thank you. And everybody who supported. Thanks for streaming it. It was fun, but I don't think that they were a match. They need to bring some tougher opponents. Bring up some other Democrat content creators and let us war. Let us have it out.
Yeah. Yeah. True debaters. I don't think those people were debaters. They were.
I would debate Conscious Lee. You probably don't know who he is. Conscious Lee? Conscious Lee versus either me and Liddell or me and Joe would be an epic. That would be a showdown. There would be thousands of people watching that debate. If Shade Room is really trying to, hop in a debate sector.
Plus, they don't give you much time to really put it out there so people can come and watch. I don't know.
Yeah, nah. Liddell. Yeah, Liddell with the economy, he killed him over there. Killed him. What up,
crazy.
Julius?
That's crazy.
Yeah, that's my take on it.
Yeah.
But if Democrats do that, y'all, we got content, okay? And all of our content should go crazy unless they pull another 2020 and shut all the content down. Can you see that realistically?
I can see that happening. I can see that happening.
You can see them trying to wash, rinse, repeat that entire thing.
Oh no, not wash, rinse, repeat. I can see them because they've been practicing to shut down all the platforms. Oh, we don't know what's happening. All of a sudden, Instagram, Wells Fargo, everything's down. I can see that happening, so nobody can talk about it.
Yeah, maybe.
I'm telling you,
not far fetched, right? We've seen stranger
We've seen
things.
it all. We have seen it all. Okay, we have seen them do it all. But you're right. Okay, they better tread lightly on how if that happens and they want to come, they want to come and say some stuff, they better tread lightly. That's all
I think that they'll try like Hillary tried in 2016 and ultimately she'll concede. That's what I think will happen. I think Kamala's not as popular as the media tried to prop her up to be. And the more interviews that she does, the more unpopular she becomes because people are like, this is word salad. When are you going to answer the question? You didn't answer the question here. You keep talking about you're a middle. That's one thing I keep hearing. I'm from a middle class family. And the
which
what was
she's
it?
not.
My friend Kaden said, if I have to hear about this damn daycare story one more time.
Exactly, right? And she's not from a middle class family. She is from a very high uppity family. Lots of money, lots of slaves.
Yeah, bro.
Lots of slaves. Ooh, did you see the Candace episode today?
I didn't, but I heard you watching it.
Oh,
see, I got the initial ooh, is over for me.
Oh
she
no,
just
not
keeps
for me.
Going.
Not for me.
You can give me the clips. You watch
Listen.
it and then give me the clip notes.
Candace had a family member reach out to her, sent her pictures of all the family members on her mantle just to prove I know who these people are. These are my family members. Okay. And she said, Kamala's grandfather that she put the picture of in black and white, he's whiter than white. Okay. She put him in black and white to make him look more ethnic. And she said, and the daddy's Indian. The daddy's Indian and Irish. He was born in Jamaica. That's all I got for you. Okay. It was crazy. Yeah. It's that story is getting deeper and deeper and deeper. I don't know. She hasn't even responded to it.
She's not going to.
No. But no cease and desist, nothing.
Yeah, because it's not salacious.
Oh,
it's not
my
salacious.
gosh.
But you know who is doing something about defamation? By the way,
What's
we
that?
need to talk about this.
Oh, yeah. The Breakfast Club. Trump is cease and desisting Charlemagne.
No, I don't know. Listen,
okay.
No. Mark Robinson is suing CNN.
Oh, is he?
Did you guys hear that?
No. What's the story? Why?
So CNN put a hit piece out on Mark Robinson earlier, probably like three or 4 weeks ago.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And they said that he was what that woman was saying on the Shade Room, right? Where she came up there and said he compared himself to a Yahtzee, which he didn't, right?
Mm-hmm.
That this is all what the CNN report says that he was saying. So he referred to himself as allegedly a black Yahtzee, and they put out this whole story about him and how they caught him on some message boards that was for pornography, and how he was hiding behind this fake profile, and they found all these disgusting things that he said and supported, right? And as you can see, I have it pulled up here. He is finally going after CNN for defamation. His initial response to this, was ridiculous. He didn't say anything, and then eventually he came out and was just like, this is absolutely not true. His wife came out and spoke on it, and then I guess here's an update to the case here. North Carolina governor candidate Mark Robinson amends lawsuit against CNN.
Mm-hmm.
Republican gubernatorial candidate Mark Robinson has adjusted his ongoing defamation lawsuit against CNN, according to court documents recently obtained by Channel 9. You can click this hyperlink to actually pull up the lawsuit if you guys want to read it, which I encourage you to do so you can see exactly what he is saying is true. So he is seeking $50 million over allegations linking him to pornography shop and extreme comments made on the website that I was talking about. He's also announced a lawsuit against a Greensboro man. I don't know who the Greensboro man is. I'm assuming that this is someone who sold CNN the story, gave them the email, because remember, did I talk about this with you? Maybe I didn't.
Mm-mm.
Okay, I probably did a live by myself. So CNN was able to somehow attain his email from a data leak from a social media app he used to use long before running for governor and all that, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then CNN ran what you would call a reverse search on that email to see if it's associated with anything on the internet, and they ended up having 2 hits on a website that was pornography related, and allegedly it had Mark Robinson commenting on it, saying some very just disgusting things, allegedly expressing his love for transsexuals, a lot of just off the wall stuff. I'll send you the actual thing so you can look at it. But I was questioning where the CNN even got this leak from. How did they know this leak occurred in 2017? How did they know what email to look for?
Right.
And I think it's interesting that he is going after not only CNN, but a Greensboro man for the $50,000 in his defamation lawsuit. So that's where we are with that.
And how do they know that it's even really him? Like, how do they even prove that?
So they don't prove it. What CNN did was they said they tracked his, what is the word that they use? Hold on. I want to read the actual word to you.
It's like IP or something?
No, his email. They use an email. That's what they did. The email from this data leak, they used that, and then they reverse checked it, and all these, can you guys see my page? All these profiles came back, right? You got Black Planet here. You have Discuss, which is something that he was on YouTube, and they're comparing the names, right? So they used his digital footprint. They called it biographical details. And they found that there was a shared email address between the two. So they found Robinson in a matching litany of biographical details in a shared email between that profile that was on the pornography website and Mark Robinson. And this is their evidence for them knowing this is how it was him. So he's finally going after them and initiating a lawsuit. Because before, I'm not even going to hold you. When I read this, and I'm
Nude Africa. Wait a minute. What is that? Nude Africa. They were.
When I read the names, I was like, of course. Oh, Mark Robinson of all
like
people,
the most
really?
salacious website, Nude Africa. Okay, first of all, that's easily faked because FYI, I just recently had email hacked, and you could probably cross-reference that email. And I'm selling like a dirty ass car. I'm selling some freaking Bitcoin, and it's all actually leading back to my actual email, but it's not me sending the email.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking, right? Because I was talking to my nerd buddies, and I was like, when you sign up for a website, though, in order for you to use it, most times you have to verify the email, and you can't necessarily spoof an email. You can do your best to like try to intercept it by putting your email on the back end of it. But it's always going to come back to the email that it actually is, and not the email that's masking it.
So that was actually happening to me when I was trying to like recover my Amazon account, and Amazon was like, we keep sending you the email. These people, I don't know. I just want to know what this operation looks like wherever it's at, because these people, like, I was literally like refreshing. I would see a glimpse of the email pop up and it would be gone. Deleted out of my inbox, deleted out of my deleted box. And the lady said to me, okay, I know exactly what's going on here. They did exactly what you said. They like attach an email to the back end. So their personal email gets copied when my email gets it. And they quickly jump in there and delete it. So you don't even see a trace of it. I don't know how they work that fast, but it's possible.
But it is. They do it.
Yeah.
They do it. So that's the news about Mark Robinson.
Nude Africa. But I'm doing everything I can. Bro, when Nude Africa right now.
I don't want to read it because I feel like I am like pouncing on top of what they're already saying about him. Now, I'm gonna be honest, on TikTok, because I was live talking about this on TikTok. Initially, I thought the guy was guilty. I was like, dude, they found a shared email address and you're using the same damn screen name. And then I had to think about it, right?
You're
I'm
like, this is sus.
This is sus. That's what I kept saying. This is weird. But then he came out with the lawsuit and I said, okay, finally. Because he wasn't saying shit, Mo.
Right.
The man wasn't saying nothing. I was like, bro, your silence is deafening right now. I have been on your team for years. And this what you come out doing?
Well, you know why? Because he was probably doing what I do and going, what the hell? Like, how is this even He's trying to probably figure out like how this is even happening, because he's like, oh my God, this is my email, but how is this happening? I'm telling you, that's what, give Mark some grace.
I'm gonna give him some grace. I'm gonna give him some grace.
Clear your name from Nude Africa, honey.
So this is all the biographical data that they claim to be using to say that they know it was him. And how the marriage and 21 years of marriage lined up. This is literally what they use. Adult Friend Finder, RM Mini Soldier 1-on-1. Okay, not even his full name, just something that is reminiscent to Mark Robinson. And they're saying, well, they're both 56 and they both share the same birthday. And big black man. But how many big black men share the same birthday?
It's possible.
It's possible. There is somebody walking around with my birthday and my name.
Right.
And I ain't never met them a day in my life. There is
Right.
someone who looks like me that is walking around the United States right now as we speak.
Yeah. I
This is
believe
their
we all have a
evidence.
doppelganger, actually.
I knew it wasn't him. It's not his style. Hey, man, listen.
I mean, unless I will say this, unless you actually know somebody, you don't know what their style
You don't.
really is.
Thank you, Mo.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah.
I don't worship these politicians, bro. I'm not going to be like, I know your character because I've heard
Right.
you speak on the stage 5 times. You might have some weird stuff going on behind the scenes and we don't know
Right.
about it.
Right. But the thing we can question is like Marlena said, why now? And like all of a sudden they have all this
Right before
biographical
the election.
right before, like the timing, yeah, all that stuff that we can question, and we can say, okay, this does seem weird,
Yes.
right? We know that it's possible, so now I feel like, okay, it's their burden of proof to show.
Look, there you go.
Exactly.
See? Bro. We be here and we ain't even talked about this story.
Sometimes.
I could have swore I talked to you about it.
No.
Okay. Maybe it was TikTok. That is right, because it was late one night and I was like, bro, did y'all read this Mark Robinson stuff? I was like, I'm shook.
Yeah. Yeah. What I have learned is, and Mark, if you're listening, take some notes. 2-factor identification, okay, which means they got to go through 2 ways,
Yeah.
okay, to identify you. So I've learned that now since getting my shit hacked.
She had a boomer moment of thinking that her shit was secure because she put a set of toothpaste on it. A password on it.
Yeah.
I don't know why I'm thinking about toothpaste right now.
Toothpaste.
I'm thinking because I can hear my kids and I'm like, I wonder if they brush their teeth.
Brush their teeth, yeah.
And
I got
toothpaste
you.
came to mind.
I got you. That's so funny. Oh man. Okay, let's see what else. Well, I did want to show the video clip of Joe Biden also calling for Trump to be put in jail. I think, I just saw that the Breakfast Club had Laura Trump on there. I was like, oh God.
What?
Yes. They had Laura Trump on the Breakfast Club.
Nice.
I think that the Democrats are scared. They know they're about to lose this, and they're just pulling out everything they can think of. Put him in jail. We got the lawyers on call. His staff says he's tired. Oh, we tried to shoot him 3 times. That didn't work. You know what I mean? Like, they're literally pulling out all the stops. So I think that's a pretty clear indication that Trump's got this on lock, but you never know. Okay. You never know. Anyways, here's JoJo saying what he thinks.
Good old Joe.
This is a guy who also wants to replace every civil servant, every single one. Thinks he has a right under the Supreme Court ruling on immunity to be able, if need be, if it was the case, to actually physically eliminate, shoot, kill someone who he believes to be a threat to him.
Bro, what?
I
You
mean,
guys.
So I know it sounds bizarre. It sounds like if I said this 5 years ago, you'd lock me up. We got to lock him up.
Bro, you said you wanted to take him behind the school. Johnny Depp said, have you ever wanted to blow up a sitting president?
Yeah.
Madonna said she wanted to unalive the president, bro. Shut the
She
fuck
had dreams
up.
about it. Yeah.
All those people should be in jail according to your old man logic, Joe. Shut up.
Yeah.
I'm so sick of Joe. I'm so sick of Joe. I've been nice. I ain't saying nothing about his old decrepit ass, but I'm sick of you, old man.
Yeah.
I want you to go retire and sit down somewhere.
He really needs to. He's getting worse. I don't know if this lady in the background is his night nurse or what's going on. But it's getting sad. It's getting so sad, you know. Anyways.
Lord.
Mhm.
Lord Jesus. I'm gonna send you
Lord
this
Jesus.
fact check about this whole Texas thing. I think it's interesting. You should check it out. Oh, you know what? We need to talk about something.
What? Okay.
This is what it is. I'm back to doing my own shows now. I'm so used to doing shows with you. I feel like I've talked to you, but
You're imagining.
I really haven't.
Yeah. You're having to repeat yourself.
Right? The story about Tim Walz
Uh-huh.
and that alleged victim is
Yes.
so fucking fake.
You think so? Okay,
It
because you
is
said
so fake.
I haven't kept up with the page.
Yes.
Because I'll be honest with you, like I made it to like 24 posts and the guy kept going and I was just like, okay, like if you don't summarize this, because you know me.
Yeah.
You know me. Like, unless you've got a trial for me to sit and watch, I can't keep checking back on your I can't keep checking your X page every 5 minutes for you to drop another little gem of whatever.
Yeah. Hold on. I'm gonna pull this up real quick. Hold on.
Okay. Okay.
What was his name? The Black Insurrectionist, right?
Yeah, the black. I'm gonna go look at this page right now, as a matter of fact.
Well, that's what I'm about to tell you.
Okay.
He deleted the page. So it came time for the whistleblower to come out. And he said he was gonna drop more X tweets, whatever you call them, to get the story out and to help this whistleblower speak. So this distorted video drops. Have you seen a distorted video?
No.
Oh, Mo, you're so behind.
I'm so behind. I'm telling you, I
you're
lost
so
interest.
behind.
But sure enough, his pages can't, like, it's gone.
It's because he deleted it. They exposed the crap out of this dude. I said right on time. Hold on.
Uh-oh.
I'm so mad. I've talked about this on my TikTok because people on TikTok were like, "No, it's true, Suni. You got to look at all the evidence." And I was like, "Y'all sound crazy." And the fact that you're doing this is like borderline, not even borderline. It's extremely unethical because you're talking about defamation of another candidate, but you're willing to defame Tim Walz. You know, it's not a light accusation to say that someone inappropriately touched a young person. It's not. And it seems like calling people pedos is like using the word racist now.
It's like a light word. Yeah.
Yeah. It really bothered me to see a lot of, right-leaning people participating. And I was like, what are y'all doing, bro? So I did a show about it. So Black Insurrectionists got together with a lot of other ex-creators and brought them along for the ride, and they ended up exposing him. This guy named, what's his name? He's got long hair.
The Black Insurrectionist guy?
Nope, not him. Oh, there's Tony.
Oh, are you talking about you're not talking about Anomaly, are you?
Nope.
Okay.
Dang. Black Insurrectionist, Tim Walz. Okay. Okay, this page is gone, but he has a backup page. Okay, we're just going to watch this because I can't find the actual page to show you all the shit that he was putting out that was so false. And while this is playing, I'm going to try to find that distorted ass video that they dropped. It came from a Q-Tard page, Mo.
Okay.
This is when I knew. I already thought the story was fake, but I was like, bro, y'all full of shit. Listen to what this guy has to say.
Are you playing something?
You can't hear that?
I don't hear anything.
Do you see it?
Are you sharing something? I don't even see that you're sharing anything.
I did share it. Oh, I'm sorry, y'all.
Boomer
Okay,
moment.
can you see it now?
Yeah. Oh, so that guy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
So last week there
Ian Carroll.
There was this alleged whistleblower thing about Tim Walz that got broken by this account on X called DocNet YouTube. And here's an update to everything. I'm pretty sure it's fully debunked at this point. I'm going to share all of my private DMs with Doc, whose account is now deleted. And we're going to look at what we can all learn about this, both from like the whistleblower standpoint and from the media standpoint. So Doc's profile was deleted yesterday, maybe the day before. And he had made some, shall we say, uncorroborated claims in the past. But last week he broke this story about Tim Walz with alleged evidence that was like emails and stuff that he broke in segments. And I reported on the story to just keep us up to date on what was going on. But I should not have parroted the actual allegations. Like I shouldn't have shared the actual screenshots of the emails without any kind of corroboration. Next time, learning from that. So my bad, team. The internet did a great job of sort of debunking those emails. And as I saw the internet debunking the emails, I decided to just go straight after Doc and try to get to his source. Now, because his account is deleted now, the DMs are all gone, but I took a bunch of screenshots all throughout, so I've got a fair number of them. This was his original response to the allegations about the emails being fake. A little lackluster, if you ask me. But I got him to say, yeah, the victim is willing to talk to me, like me personally. And then I had this 40-minute phone call with an anonymous person that I told you all, I had no idea, no way to corroborate whether I was just talking to DocNet YouTube or an actual whistleblower or anyone around the world. Now, it was a convincing conversation, and the way the conversation flowed felt pretty genuine. But I was pretty clear with the dude over the phone that, like, unless you can present corroborative, like, proof, like documents and stuff, and come forwards publicly with your identity, this is nothing. And so I gave it the benefit of the doubt of a couple days to see if what they were saying they were going to do publicly happened. And so far, nothing has happened. No one's filed any lawsuits. Doc has disappeared. Good riddance. Oh gosh, I almost forgot to include screenshots of the rest of my conversations with Doc in here. This is hilarious. He texts me out of nowhere. It's like, yeah, what's going on? Feds are here. It's like, okay, what do you want me to do about it? Then he was silent for a whole day, and then he was like, Ian, we need to talk. It's really important. I'm like, okay, call me. Then he didn't call me. Then he's like, oh, I'll call you tomorrow. I'll explain everything. Don't worry. So he's like trying to claim they're coming after him and he's being targeted and they're going to smear him. Oh yeah, and at the bottom he claimed that the lawsuit is still going to happen apparently. So good luck with that, bro. And so if there really is a whistleblower out there, good luck. I hope you're not getting screwed. You did it wrong. Let's all learn something about how to whistleblow and how to treat whistleblowing. First off, what Doc did where he like tried to break this in multiple posts as like a rolling thing. I mean, they allege behind the scenes that the whistleblower asked him to do it this way. You know, probably all bullshit. If you're whistleblowing on a thing, don't do this. If you're whistleblowing on a thing, especially a big thing, like that's important and dangerous, drop everything all at once. In particular, drop hard evidence, factual stuff, not just weird doctored emails. Drop like actual photos of the document proof that you have. Don't get scared and try to protect your identity. Get to a reputable journalist all the way to them, provide them with your evidence, have a lawyer, get vetted, come out publicly and do it all at once. And have your stuff already dispersed to other people so that if anything happens to you, it can go public other ways.
It's fake.
I wanted to hear the rest of the whistleblowing lesson.
You did? Okay.
I'm like, how do we whistleblow?
Real. Because the most important thing with whistleblowing is that you can be thoroughly corroborated and vetted that you're telling the truth. And that needs to be possible from the very start. Because the right thing for the internet to do, as most of the internet did in this case, and I need to do better at this next time, is corroborating the claims immediately when they come out. Otherwise, it just muddies the water and actually is even worse than if there were no claims. Because to be fair, like Tim Walz has been caught lying multiple times on public like stages about all sorts of stuff all throughout his political campaign. Like when he ran for Congress, he said in his public biography on his website that he'd received an endorsement and a donation from the Nebraska Chamber of Commerce. And they had to publish an official statement saying, that's a lie. We did not endorse you. Screw you. And in digging to this apparently fake whistleblower's fake claims, I was digging into Tim Walz's DUI allegations, and it's awfully suspicious that he had this whole DUI situation break in Nebraska where he was a teacher, where, you know, he got a DUI for going almost 100 miles an hour in like a 50 or something like that. And then mysteriously, because he was just scared it was a cop. He didn't realize what was going on. He wasn't actually drunk. It was just a big misunderstanding, obviously. But then he moved states right after that, and then continued to teach children right after that. There's all kinds of dirt about Tim. No one needs to go making up fake claims to smear Tim Walz. All you need to do is watch the debate between him and J.D. Vance. So if there are any whistleblowers out there with any information on Tim or on anyone else, good luck, be careful, do it right. Don't trust some weird faceless YouTuber called DocNet YouTube or, you know, whatever. As for the internet, good job. You dodged a double. nice work. I learned some pretty valuable lessons about like how exactly to handle this. Like, I'm glad I reported on it. I'm glad I looked all the way into it and sort of pushed Doc to the limit, and now he's gone. Can't do this anymore. Screw you, Doc. But next time I'll be a little more careful about actually like whether or not you actually parrot the claims at all, even if you're casting doubt on them, until you have corroborated them. But I gotta say, it's kind of cool that the decentralized space is getting better and better at sniffing out fake claims and being careful about running with fake claims and vetting things and sort of like doing what we all do, is just kind of working our way towards the truth little by little by little. And one by one, we replace all of the functions that the mainstream media used to do for us. Because fuck them.
Because fuck them.
I like Ian.
Right. So this is the actual video that was circulating the internet. And this is what a lot of conservatives were sharing as if it were truth. Now, I'm not going to play the video because I'm not trying to get my platform taken down or our platform taken down. But you look at this and you tell me if you think this is real or not. This was an alleged video of the whistleblower.
Of the person that he said he was speaking on behalf of.
Yes, this is the person he was. This is Matthew Metro. They found a picture of a black man. How freaking convenient. They found a picture of a black man that just so happened to be at the same school in this grade when Tim Walz was there. And they're saying that is this guy talking. This is AI generated.
Oh, is it? I can't tell. From
if
here,
I were to play the audio, I'll send you the clip. If I were to play that audio and you looked at the lips of that person, number one, the blinking is unnatural. Two, the face dimensions are off. Okay. His face is not proportionate. His nose is massive. His eyes aren't set. It's fake. People ran with the Tim Walz story and it was freaking fake. Y'all need to say sorry to this man.
To this guy right here?
To this guy, to Tim Walz, to his family.
I'm sorry, AI
So
generated
fucked up,
whistleblower. I'm so sorry, AI whistleblower generated person.
No, you didn't say sorry to Tim Walz.
Oh, not really. Tim.
That is slanderous.
What I will say is Ian is correct. You really don't need to go to like, this is why I lost interest, right? Because like the more I was like reading it, I was like, okay, why are you dropping this in like 58 posts?
It was the Q-tars, I'm telling you.
Yeah. And number two, like I don't really think you need to like give us all this for us to think he's an idiot or not a good candidate for vice president. Like he does the work on his own. You know, so that's why I lost interest. I mean, I remember you and I were going to talk about it on that show when Carmen was on it. You had to drop off.
Yeah.
And I just lost interest after that.
Disgusting. Look at this. Patriot Verity. All these Q-tard pages. This is an AI generated video, not Matthew Metro. His nose and ear shapes are different from those in the video. Stop sharing false news, okay? That's all I got to say on this subject. I just wanted to make sure I talked about it because I was so bothered. I'm like, y'all know the story is fake. There's no way you're sharing this and you think it's real. No way.
Yeah. Yeah. Good job. Good lesson.
Are the Q-turds coming back? I'm calling them the Q-turds. Q-tards is too nice. We're gonna call them the Q-turds. They can't come back because nobody's buying their shit anymore, except for the other Q-turds.
Dave and I were listening to X22 and I was just like, I was sitting there, I was just like, because you know, every once in a while, like when you can't sleep, X22 really does the trick. Like, by the way, if you can't sleep, turn on X22 and it'll knock you right out. But I was like listening to it and I was like, I think he's like on episode 3000 something or whatever. He always announces like whatever episode he's on. And I'm like, do you think the Q-tards realize like we're 3000 episodes in and nothing he says has happened? Like, does it occur to them? You think?
No.
Trump and the Patriots?
They are really on the hamster wheel, bro. They believe it. They've lied for too long that they believe their own lies. They believe the white hats are coming.
Yeah.
That Trump's going to get in and Nassar, they're going to reset our credit.
Right.
They're ushering in the new world order.
Yeah. Yeah.
People don't
And
believe me, but I'm telling you the truth, bro. Stop following the Q-tards.
and if you don't think that that's possible, the Democrats have been doing it their whole life. So like if you've been a Democrat your whole life, you've been sitting there going, one day there's going to be a Democrat that does me right. I just got to vote for this one, and this is the one. Like this is the one that's going to give
Said
me
one day.
one day. Like this is the vote. This is the vote I'm going to make that's going to change my life. I'm saying it like in all serious. You know what I mean? It's the same. It's the same like mental disorder, right? Yeah.
Hell yeah.
Hells yeah. Anyways, you got anything else?
I don't know. I actually kind of covered my topics and didn't even realize I was covering what I wanted to talk about. By the way, guys, I want you to please read Kamala's policy book because I hear a lot of conservatives when they debate her policy, debate it from erroneous angles, bro, and you make yourself look so bad.
Like what? Give us an example.
So the $25,000 grant, stop calling it a tax credit because it's not a tax credit.
But it is. It said tax credit. It
not
says
a
tax credit.
What's a tax credit is the developers. They're getting an additional tax credit to try to curb the costs of them having to build homes for new people that are going to be purchasing these homes. But the $25,000 is a grant that Americans have to apply for.
Hold on, because I screenshotted. I don't know if I can find it right now. I had screenshotted something for a show I did on that, and I had like actually an excerpt from her policy, and it said the word credit.
Yeah, for the developers.
It
There's
didn't
a
say
credit for them.
developers. It didn't say developers.
Okay.
Hold on. Do I have it?
It's on page 36.
Pull it up really quick so I can see if it's the same thing that I'm looking at. Where'd you go? There you
go. Oh, hold on. I don't have it on this computer.
Cancel. Where'd it go?
Here, you can pull it up and I'll pull it up. It's on page 36. There's two different versions. So what you might have seen is the original version, which initially was a tax credit, but the version that she's running with is a grant.
So that she change it then? Because I said, when I can pull it up, yeah.
Policy.
Okay, well, then you can't fault people because I'm not gonna go back and read that bullshit twice.
Yeah,
okay?
I can because
for every
we're
edit you
supposed
make.
to be fact checking ourselves. Absolutely, I can.
Lord.
If you didn't, then that's a you problem. You didn't do it. But
regardless, it ain't shit. It ain't shit.
Oh my goodness. I could not believe this right now.
Okay, use a different example because I'm just getting like heated right
Why?
now.
It's wrong. Stop saying this shit. That's not what it is.
Okay. What's your point with that particular one?
Bro. This is crazy.
What's your point?
What's your point?
What's your point?
Listen, let's fact check everything but ourselves.
No, I don't know. Listen, just tell me. What's your point? You said erroneous arguments.
Yes, because you make yourself look really bad when you enter these arguments and you're like, she's doing a tax credit, and that's not even what the policy reads. When you go to her actual handbook, it doesn't even read that she's going to use this as a tax credit. It says grant and full print. And I'm just trying to help people make valid arguments, because I'm just saying. If you want to be taken serious in these discussions and you want people to hear what you're saying, then you gotta come from an even keel angle. Just saying. Most age is showing.
Well, here's my argument. Okay, the rest of her tax plan is trash. So who really cares about grant versus credit? Like,
oh god,
who fucking cares? It's all trash.
This lady.
Yeah.
This woman. Whatever.
Yes, either way, John's correct. It will jack up home prices even more, no matter how you cut it.
That's not taken away from it jacking up home prices, but y'all sound absolutely dumb when you say that
Tomato,
it's this when
tomato.
it's not.
Tomato,
This is
tomato.
the only tax credit that is mentioned in this policy, and it is for the developers. It is
Okay,
not
well-
for the person who is trying to purchase a home. You have to apply for the $25,000 in grant money. You have to do that.
Okay. Well, listen, it's like saying this chicken is spoiled or this chicken is rotten. It's all bad. Okay. It's all the same.
Oh my goodness.
It's all the
Okay.
same.
What we learned here today is that we don't want to clear up the facts when it comes to, being objective. That's what I heard.
Oh, Lord. Sooney hears what she wants to hear.
Hey, look, but if this was a left-leaning person on here who was saying this, it's a tax credit. You'd be like, no, it's not. Did you look at Agenda 47? It says this right here. But when
Yes.
I do the same thing on the opposite side, you see, because I'm consistent. Well, who
Yeah.
cares? Whatever,
Well,
it's all
no, it's
bad.
not that. It's just that, okay, let's just say
you
this.
expose yourself. It's
If
too late.
you clarifying credit versus grant is going to change things for me or just for the other voter, yeah, let's clarify.
It could
Let's talk
change
about it.
things for the person who's voting for her because, so now I have to apply for a grant. So that means that I don't automatically get access to this. And you're actually not trying to help me. You're putting things behind a paywall.
Right.
It helps
Well-
when you're able to expound in these conversations.
Then regardless of what word I use, I think I argue it like this. Listen, a credit is not it's you got to have the money. Okay, up front. That's point blank. You got to have the money. It ain't for you. You got to go and do shit up front. It's the
See,
same. Okay?
You can't talk to nobody like that. It don't matter. You got to have the shit up front. They're going to be like, bro,
Right.
what?
That's the
Huh?
listen. I'm talking to the average person. It don't matter. It
Tell
ain't
them
gonna
about the
help
hidden
you.
costs. Tell
It
them
ain't
about the hidden
going
costs.
to help you is what you need
Tell
to
them
know.
why. Why is it not going to help them?
What? The 25,000?
Yes.
Well, first you got to be approved for it. Okay,
That's-
number 1.
What? Tell me how it's not going to help them.
Have you gone to buy a house lately?
See, look. she's
25,000. First of all, the 25,000 is the maximum. Okay? 10,000 is if you are approved. So it's like first generation home buyers is what it says. So 25,000 is for if you are a first generation home buyer. Okay. How many people live in the United States are going to be a first generation home buyer? Not very many. You know who's going to be? The freaking illegals. That's who's going to be the first generation home buyers.
Yeah,
I'm telling you.
That's another thing that's not listed in here.
It is. That's what I'm saying.
It's
I
not.
literally took screenshots
You did
and
not
put them.
read this. There's no
I
way you read
did.
this. No, you didn't. If you
I
read this,
did.
you would not be saying what you're saying right now. There's
Nope.
no way you read this and you just said what you just said.
I said
There's
what
not.
I said. I said what I said. Oh, wait. Here it is right here. Look, hold on.
Jesus.
This is what I screenshotted.
First time home buyers. Where are you getting this generation thing from?
Hold on. Now, I can't tell you what page this falls on because I just have a screenshot of it. Okay. I have a screenshot of it, but I'm going to show it to you. Hold on. Okay.
Of course, she takes my.
As more new homes are built and affordable housing supply increases, Vice President Harris will provide first-time home buyers with up to $25,000 to help with their down payments, with more generous support for first-generation home buyers.
And why does that not encompass Americans? You're acting
It
like
does,
every
but it
So-
does
so-
encompass
Hold on.
some Americans that
What do you mean
qualify for
some? The
this.
majority of Americans don't own shit, and neither do their families.
I wouldn't qualify as a first-generation home buyer.
Sir,
My
ma'am,
children wouldn't
ma'am,
qualify as a first-generation home
ma'am,
buyer.
This is dishonest. You just destroyed your entire argument
Okay. Tell me how.
because you use this anecdotal crap. Well, it didn't happen to me.
No,
You're not
I'm just
every
saying-
American.
I'm just saying most people that live in the United States, they are not the first generation in their to buy a
Oh,
home.
you tripping.
They're
You
not.
tripping. You
They're
tripping.
not.
How
I'm
many
sorry- no,
people
I'm
in
not
America
tripping.
own homes?
I don't know the numbers, soon. I don't have them pulled up right now. I'm just saying the majority of the people that
How
will
can you say
benefit from this,
majority?
because we have let in thousands of illegals. Okay, they will be first generation home buyers in this country.
How are they going to get approved for a loan?
How are they going to vote? How
You
are they
just
getting
moved the
how are they getting
Nope.
license plates?
Nope. Come
How,
on back
how are
here.
they getting licenses?
How are they going to get approved for a loan?
The same way they're getting what they're getting now. Documents from the federal government,
You
money,
have to have a
housing,
birth certificate.
health
You have-
insurance. I'm telling you, they're going to create some special immigrant home buying program. Don't sleep on it. Don't sleep on it. I'm telling you. We're gonna come back. We're gonna run this tape back.
No, we're not.
We're gonna run this
We're
tape
not.
back. We're not
because we're
she's not gonna
talking
make
about
it.
a significant portion of Americans that don't own homes, and they would absolutely be first generation home buyers. And you just acknowledge that yourself.
Can we pull up some? You're the queen of stats. Can we pull up some stats just so we can look at it?
Now I gotta pull up stats for your argument.
No. You said my argument was I don't think a lot will be first generation, but you're saying you're wrong. So let's look and see how many people are first generation home buyers and how many versus how many people exist in the United States.
First generation. No, you're bringing narrative and talking points. This not an effective way to debate any of these.
I'm not a
things.
debater. I talk from my experience. That's all I know how to talk from. I'm not a debater. No, I'm not a debater.
Approximately 87 million homeowners exist in America. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Of those 87 million,
It says here, according to the National Association of Realtors, in 2023, 32% of home buyers were first-time home buyers, meaning they were considered first generation in terms of ownership.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
73% of those homeowners are white. 14% are Mexican.
I didn't ask about their
or
race.
Hispanic. 7%. I'm actually proving my point. 7% are black and 6% are Asian. That is of that 87 million. What about the other 200 and something million Americans that exist in this country? Why wouldn't, and I'm not saying that the piece of legislation is good. What I'm questioning is how we get to illegals and completely eliminate completely financially illiterate Americans that are absolutely going to be able to go get these loans and fuck shit up.
No, they're not, because the Americans can't afford anything. Illegals are getting a $5,000 to $6,000 direct deposit every month in their little government assistance card or whatever that is. I'm sorry, to even question this is crazy, because this is the party of give everything to everybody else outside of the USA. Okay, bring in all these illegals and give them preferential
Republicans
treatment.
too.
Give them all this preferential treatment. So I can guarantee you without looking at anything that this bitch's policy is to benefit everybody fucking else except for us. And you can take that to the bank.
Realize Republicans do the exact same thing that you just said Democrats do.
I'm sure they do, but we're not talking about Republicans. We're talking about two candidates, Trump and Kamala, and comparing their tax plans. So I don't give a if her thing says credit or whatever it says is garbage. Okay. Garbage. She's garbage. Her plan is garbage. Her verbiage is garbage. She needs to.
Listen, you're not a debater. We'll leave it at that.
I'm not. I never said I was.
This is MAGA. This is Cult 45 coming out.
No, because I'm not
being
defending Trump.
Objective. You're not quite understanding my argument.
You can't say I'm Cult 45. I didn't even say Trump. I didn't say, well, Trump has this. I didn't say that. We're talking about the verbiage
you don't have to
in
mention
her
Trump.
Trash plan. Okay.
We know it's trash.
All I'm saying is I don't care if it says credit.
Why? Why don't we want to be honest?
Because it doesn't matter.
But it would matter if it was Trump.
No, it doesn't. Because either way, the voter needs to know that either way, they ain't going to benefit from it. That's what they need to know.
So you don't spend time correcting the lies that the left puts out about Trump's legislation? Come on now.
Of course I
So
do.
then it does matter.
No, if it were to change the outcome, it doesn't matter. You see what I'm saying? It's still
No.
trash. I'm telling you. Listen, her whole tax plan is trash. It ain't gonna benefit nobody. I think we can all at least agree on that. I don't care about the wording. I don't care. Okay, I does not care. I don't. Next show, I'm coming on here in a leopard dress.
And you're going to sound just like those women that were up there talking ignorant as shit.
No, but I'm much more entertaining. They were boring.
This is crazy. We need to correct the details when it's Trump.
At least we gave the people some spiciness.
But when it's Kamala, who cares?
Yeah, really. I mean, really,
No,
she's so
I don't operate that way.
insignificant. She's so insignificant.
If she's so insignificant, then it shouldn't matter for you to say, you know what? Okay, I got it. The tax plan sucks, but we have to be honest. But you're not even willing to do that. So it's okay.
I mean, I got it, but I'm not gonna like spend time to walk back. Hey, by the way, let me just do a PSA. It was grant, not credit. Who the fuck cares? It's all trash.
Bro. Make bias great again. Listen, y'all can politically gangbang just like the Shade Room people were. I'm not gonna hop on your circus show. Politically gangbang. Go for it. Go for it.
Oh man.
So if I could pretend that I just jumped the border to get these beautiful benefits. Listen, I think a lot of Americans oversimplify what is happening. And I think a lot of Americans are copying their daddy. You your daddy's son. All right. You your daddy's daughter. Trump, he gets on the stage and he over embellishes and he over exaggerates and he rambles. And then we get into narrative building and we get into this, that, and the third. And we have politics. We have political commentary.
Mm-hmm. I
don't want to participate because I think it's fucked up. I think it's messed up. I do.
Oh Lord,
Moj, you're on demon time, bro. Damn.
I'm on demon time. I came for blood.
My husband got to me. He said, "Hey, just relax. No, don't get emotional." He had a whole pep talk with me.
Oh, before your debate?
Yeah. So I think I'm still in that like Zen mode of like, bro, what?
Dude, you were too like I know you were like, oh, you know, I'm not going to give them what they want to see, but I was like, bring it. Get messy, get petty. Like people wanted to see the Sunni that they're used to seeing.
Yeah, and Sunni will act like that on her profile when those people come over here. But when Sunni goes to someone else's space, I'm not about to act a fool. Why y'all want me to fit the stereotype so bad?
No, you
just
didn't have
because
to
I'm
fit-
black, I got to go over there and cut up?
No. The stereotype would have been to act ignorant. You could have really said, y'all don't know what you're talking about. Let me hit you with some game real quick. That's how you could have, you know, shown them. But like, I get what you were trying to do. I'm just saying. I'm just trying to say.
I'm about to give him your email. You go on there. I want to see what you do on the Shade Room.
Delete.
Delete. Am I voting? Unfortunately, yeah. I wasn't gonna vote, but I feel compelled to vote. Don't ask me why. I just do. I like
compelled her.
It definitely had nothing to do with Mo at Red Pill. They keep taking credit for that. It didn't have anything to do with that. It's just they're trying to like unalive this dude. They're like literally labeling this dude like a threat to democracy, bro. They have made him adjacent to Schmittler, bro. Just think about it. What is it about this dude that you are so afraid of that you have gone after him nonstop for over 8 years? An inquisitive mind like me, I'm like, what you got going on over there? Because it ain't stopped. What you got going on over there? Why they don't want you here so bad?
Right.
That's just how my mind works. Like,
right.
I might, let me see what you got going on, because they are really trying to get you up out of here. And I'm not saying I don't believe Trump's the savior. I don't believe Trump's going to come in and fix America. I don't think Trump's going to come in and drain the swamp, if I'm being quite honest. I think Trump buys us time. if you understand, like I understand, you're into geopolitics, you understand all that nerdy shit, you know that he only buys his time for the ultimate until the ultimate goal. But I hope he spends his time being a kingmaker. I hope that they end up being like the Kennedys, and they make their dent in politics. And if it's for 15 years, if it's only for a short amount of time, and it buys Americans the opportunity to be able to compete, why not vote for that? Why not? The guy, we don't align morally, but I didn't align morally with him in 2016. I didn't align morally with him in 2020. So why I felt like I was kind of doing a bit of a virtue signal, although I meant exactly what I was saying. It wasn't fake. That was, those were my authentic thoughts. You can ask people in person that know me. Soon as you voting, nope. Nope. I don't like this. I don't fuck with that. Nope. I don't like that. But with all that, I was just like, what you got going on over here, pimp?
Yeah.
I know you like Israel, but you got something going on over here.
Oh, you know what else they found out about Kamala is that her daddy was Jewish.
Oh yeah, her husband's Jewish.
Yeah. Well, it's different. Your husband's Jewish, but your grandparent, your dad.
Listen. Kamala is Kamala. Kamala's a shapeshifter. That's what Kamala is. She is whatever she needs to be whenever she needs to be it. She's Hispanic when she needs to be Hispanic. She's Jamaican when she needs to be. She black, washing greens in a bathtub. She's white when she needs to be, and she's offering Tim Walz cantaloupe.
Yeah.
I don't think she's gonna win. I think Trump's got it in the bag. And I think Democrats are preparing for a defeat. And what people really should be paying attention to is the congressional race.
Yeah.
Because that red mist that y'all wanted to call a red wave, you better hope it don't happen again.
Right.
Because if they have it their way, Trump's gonna have a lame duck presidency, and you can kiss all the bullshit you've been talking bye-bye. So I hope people really go out and participate and vote, because he could win and still not be able to do anything if he doesn't have Congress on his side.
Yeah. Yes, ma'am. Have you seen Kamala pandering to the Asian community? Oh yeah, I saw that video.
She did a China.
That lady. No. There was. I think.
Give me money.
I think what he's talking about is there was like a TikToker that she was just like, if Kamala were to pander to the Vietnamese community, it would sound like this, and it was like, honey, why you no like, like she was talking like Vietnamese. Like I remember what it was, but it was so funny.
Hurry up and buy.
Honey.
Yo, y'all ever seen that movie? Don't be a menace to society in the hood while drinking your Kool-Aid. Hurry up and buy. Give me money.
That was so funny.
Oh God.
Yeah. Oh, I'm blurry.
It's Tuesday, y'all. I have fun on Tuesdays.
I'm tired. I'm
actually tired too. It's 8:30. 9 o'clock is usually my bedtime. I be in there nodding away.
Yeah.
Can I share before we go? Can I please share my trauma with you all?
Sure.
I need to vent.
Okay.
So, have you ever just been sleeping so comfortably, and then all of a sudden it's like a train wreck just disrupts you from your sleep, and you wake up and you're kind of like, bro, what the fuck is going on? You ever woke up that way? Just abruptly woke up and you're like,
yeah.
Okay. So I woke up and the room was just loud. Okay. And the room has been loud for the past couple weeks now, y'all. Okay.
Real quick, I'm not gonna
What?
say, but I thought you were gonna tell me a different, like the story that you and I talked about privately.
No,
I was
what the
like,
fuck?
wait, well, because that's where it was leading when you were like abruptly woke up. I was like, what is going on right now? Y'all don't know what we're talking about, but I was like, what, Sudie?
No.
Okay.
I'm not you. No. I'm not ever gonna get on here and share shit like that.
Okay.
Anyways, that just made me think of that whole thing again.
I know.
It's been loud for the past couple weeks. And I have just kind of reached the end. I'm tired.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Who is that? Close the door. I'll be in there in a minute. I'm almost done. Let me wrap up. I got you. Sorry, my kids came in here. It's night time.
Bedtime. Yeah.
Okay, so my husband has been like extremely disrespectful with sleep lately. I don't sleep anymore because it sounds like there's a whole rave and party and strange sounds going on in my bedroom.
Uh-huh.
And they're new sounds. I'm like, we moved back here and you got 10 times worse. Normally I can sleep through the snoring. Okay? I can sleep through it. I'll put on.
So is he snoring? Is that what's happening?
Bro, it sounds like a train coming through my fucking bedroom.
Yeah.
Like,
it's got to be like the change in altitude.
Bro, it
Yeah.
is driving me fucking mad. I go to bed early just so I can get a couple hours because
Yeah.
I'm not going to sleep the rest of the night.
Yeah. Plus, you were in a more humid climate before. Now
Yes.
you're in a drier climate. What I would suggest you do is get a humidifier for your bedroom. It'll take care of it.
He does have sleep apnea and he does use the sleep apnea machine.
Mhm.
But dog, I've been waking up like
It's
I'm
terrible.
I'm tired. I want to go downstairs. I went
Yeah.
downstairs. I was like a little child. You know when kids are scared and they get out of bed and they grab their pillow and blanket.
Yeah.
I
Dang,
grabbed my
that
pillow and
bad.
blanket and went downstairs to the couch.
Girl, once I'm asleep, I sleep through anything. Thank
I
God, because
can't.
that would
I'm
just
such
bother
a
me.
light sleeper. This I can hear it, or like the house shifts at night.
Yeah.
I'm up like, what is that? And then I go back to
See,
sleep.
I'm only a light, even though my kids are adults, I'm only a light sleeper when it comes to my kids. You know, like if they're out and they come in the
Yeah.
door, or
You
they
can
go
hear that.
downstairs. Oh yeah. My mommy senses.
Is that what that is? Because I hear
Mhm.
everything.
Oh yeah. Yep.
Get a box fan, girl. I said this to him this morning. I said, I think I'm gonna charge my my wireless headphones tonight because I'm just tired.
Yeah. Aw.
And he's like, I'm sorry, bro. It
Dang.
is so bad. I needed.
Does
to
he
vent. I'm
stop
sorry.
if you like tell him to move scoot over or
The
turn?
first time this happened,
Mhm.
okay, I was like, babe.
And he's just like out.
I thought he was dead, bro. I was like, oh my God. No, this is not real. And I finally just got up and was like, babe. And like hit the bed and he was like, what? I was like, can you please just turn over and face the other way? Because I can't
Yeah.
sleep.
Oh, he's like all in your face, blowing in your
It's
face.
fucking horrific.
Oh my gosh. You should record it. So I
No,
can
he'd
just
get mad
for
at me.
me. No, just for me so I can hear it. Not for the show. I
Oh
just
my
want to hear it.
God.
I love listening to people snore just because I think it's funny how people snore.
There's like new sounds. I'm
Yeah.
like, what is this?
Yeah.
Anybody else experiencing this? I need to know I'm not by myself. Cause dog, I've been tired for the past 2 fucking weeks.
Yeah.
8:30, 9 o'clock, he'll look at me and be like, why are you so tired? And then deep down inside, I'd be like, for real? You want to know why I'm tired? Because I don't
Yeah.
sleep.
Dude, okay. The only thing, okay, I said my kids, but like if I were to hear somebody like sleepy, I'm talking in their sleep, I'm so nosy that the first thing, listen, my nosy ass, the first thing my eye open, I'm like, ooh, what tea are they gonna drop? Because I'm always thinking like if somebody's talking in their sleep, they're gonna say something and I'm gonna be like, what? Yeah, that's how nosy I
That
am.
does sound.
So nosy.
Yeah, but you can't understand what they're saying because my husband talks in his sleep. Sometimes I'll
Yeah.
sit up and listen, but
Yeah.
it's so incoherent. It's not really.
Yeah.
They're not saying anything.
Yeah. Dave will just be like, he's like, it sounds like he's getting like held down or something, like or tortured. But then I'm like, are you about to cry? Like, what's going on? Like, I'm just waiting on something. I'm like, what is going on? Like, I'm trying to like the scenario in my head. Like, I'm trying
Yeah.
to like get a picture in my head of what they're dreaming about. I'm so nosy. So nosy.
No, it's usually he's usually like Jaden, or he's trying to get on one of the kids. I'm like, dang, bro, they sleep and you sleep. Leave them alone.
Wait, do any of your kids sleepwalk?
My son, he doesn't do it often, but it's like not uncommon to find him downstairs.
Oh, he just
I don't know
wanders
when
like.
he gets up and goes, but well, now it's downstairs, but sometimes
Mhm.
he would be in the living room. When he
Mhm.
was a baby,
Mhm.
he would always end up in my bed, sleeping between my legs. I would wake up and he would be between my legs.
Mhm.
And my husband does sleepwalk. One night, he completely unlocked the house. I was going behind him like, yo, what the fuck are you doing?
You were watching him sleepwalk to make sure he was
Yes,
like okay.
'cause
Yeah.
he had got up. It's scary, y'all. When
It is
people
scary.
sleepwalk, because they kind of just they're there, and they're not responding to you, but they're looking at you, and you're like,
Yeah.
hello,
Yeah. Yeah.
yeah.
Dude, one time when we were kids, my brother, he was like in his room and he was always up late on the computer, like playing video games. And my mom was sleepwalking and came to his door and like she knocked on the door, okay? And then like when he opened it, he said that she looked really weird, right? Like her eyes looked really weird. And he was like, "Mom," and she just looked at him and she was like, "I thought you were dead." And he was like, "What?" Dude, I told my brother, I'm like, if
I
that
would've
were me,
flipped out.
I would have shut the door so fast on her face. Okay. No, you're not. No, you're not. You ain't gonna come over here with all that bullshit. Go back to your room. Talk about I thought you were dead. You better go back to your room. Okay. I would have not even dealt with her. My brother was nice about it and walked her back to her room. I would have not even dealt with her. She didn't come knocking on my door for a reason, okay? Because I would have been like, bye.
Are you one of those scary people? You're probably like me.
Yes.
That's like my worst fear is being in a room with someone and they like tick and you can't get them to untick and you're like, bro,
Yeah.
are you good?
Yeah.
Or when people stare at windows. Don't you
Yes.
hate that when you're behind the windows behind you and they just stare at the window and you're like, bro, what the fuck you looking at?
No, listen. Okay, if you guys want like a really cool like New Year's resolution, this is mine. Okay, you feel free to copy me. And I know that this is silly, but I just want to have some fun. So my New Year's resolution for next year is to do more movie like shit in real life. Okay, so for example, you know how like in movies,
Yeah.
like you'll be like walking down the sidewalk and somebody just stops and like looks up at the sky.
Yeah.
Like they see something you don't see, right?
Yeah.
I'm just gonna do more epic shit like that and just like do like flat out movie moves just in real life.
Yo, people are gonna stampede you one day.
I know, but it's just like I just want to see like how people are gonna react to it. Like I'm gonna be like like it just stand there like looking up at the sky or do something. Like I'm just gonna do something that's just epic movie shit. That's like
Listen, I see one person running. Guess what I'm gonna do? I know where you're running to.
yeah.
I'm running with you.
Said like rob a bank. Yeah, exactly.
Rob a bank?
Right.
Don't know. Is that a resolution though? Sounds like
Yeah.
a New Year's prank.
Or hey, speaking of it, like I'm just gonna go to the bank and then like have my Bluetooth speaker with me and just play like a really epic song as I walk out of the bank and look really freaking cool doing it. You know what I mean? Then just like peel out of the parking lot. I'm gonna do shit like that.
So like
wait.
Impractical Jokers type shit.
Yeah, and just like
Okay.
just be epic in real life.
Impractical Jokers is a pretty funny show. I
Yeah.
do say so myself. I like that show.
I love that show. Yeah, it's a resolution to have more fun in life, like not take life so seriously.
Tell you, bro, Mo has this very childlike
Yeah,
curiosity, bro.
I do.
It's
I-
funny as shit. Sometimes I'm like, girl, and then other times I'm like, this is refreshing because I'm not a doom and gloom, but I tend to stay pretty rational most of the time.
So people often tell me that like the things I say are wild and funny, but it's kind of like infectious. Like they kind of want to be silly too. Like it kind of gives them the okay to be silly too because I'm silly, it's great. I love that.
Wait till Mo comes to visit, bro.
We're gonna do epic shit.
You're gonna be so shocked by how like
Yeah.
freaking chill and reserved I am. You're gonna be like, bro, who the fuck are you?
Yo, okay. When I do, this is what we're gonna do. So you know how like in Bad Boys they get out of the car and then they just like the camera like pans around them. We're gonna do some shit like that.
I'm down. That does sound fun. And then we can upload it and be like, they finally
Exactly.
met.
Exactly. We'll have like one of your kids just like film us from like a lower angle.
That'd be fun.
Oh gosh.
I'm still stuck on early voting on election day, or I'm still stuck on early voting or on election day because I live 40 minutes from the county. Dude, kid, listen. Do what works for you.
Yeah.
Don't. I know a lot of people are they're just saying this because they want to be, it's like, it's a caution thing. They're like, listen, we've had funny business before. You should just go the day of.
Mm-hmm.
But for people to have been participating and voting for the past 4 years, we've had 2 special races. The beginning of the year was the Senate runoff, and then towards the mid we had the midterms, and now we're back here at the general election where we're going to be having congressional runs again. If your candidates were able to win their congressional run with the red mist, then I don't see why you wouldn't just go vote as normal. I kind of want to get away. Like I said, I understand the caution of it and just putting information out there. But at some point we have to like get away from the fear tactic, because it could really turn someone off.
It can hurt
altogether. They can get really anxious about the process,
It can hurt us.
Yeah.
Yeah. I agree. Just check your ballot. Go vote. Double check your ballot. If you put it in a machine or whatever it is, just watch it the whole way through. And just make sure that everything's done good. That's your right as a voter, right?
Do it, please. Just go vote. More than anything, just go vote. Whether it's early or the day of. I'm going the day of. I'm doing the registration the day of, because we didn't get ours. We applied at the DMV, but didn't get our registrations
in time.
Because they just, that section of the DMV where they're like, yeah, drop your registration in there. I don't even think they even check that shit.
Can you not check it online?
I did, and it's not registered.
Oh.
Don't know why. So we're going to do it the day of. We're going to go to whatever precinct we need to go vote. Of course, I'll take a picture of my ballot so people can see what it's like in Clark County, because Clark County is a county that's going to be watched heavily. I do have a lot of people that watch my TikTok that are in the same area as me that are going to be doing poll watching. So I know we're planning on doing a whole big stream. Most of the time I'm going to be here by myself because you're doing some poll work.
I did it yesterday.
Why didn't you tell me? I would have went live so you could.
I thought I did.
Shown.
I thought I couldn't show anything, but
you couldn't take your phone or anything in there.
No, not while you're.
Well, how was it? Because you didn't tell me. Never mind. We can talk about it.
Yeah.
I want to hear it from you, but you didn't tell me.
Yeah, we'll chat. We can chat tomorrow morning. I have to pee. Okay.
Okay.
I need to go do like an epic pee.
Call me tomorrow morning.
Pronto.
It's been fun, guys. Thank y'all so much for watching the Shade Room debate, even though it was lackluster, right? It wasn't what everybody was expecting. It did what it needed to do. I had those women flustered. They didn't know how to answer a lot of those questions. And shout out to Joe for helping me with this opportunity. Do you have anything else?
No, that's it. It was a good show. We got everything
It was a good show. It's fun.
Yeah.
All right, y'all. We will see you next Tuesday. You guys will probably see me throughout the week. I am rebooting Suni Reacts. I talk about a lot of these things throughout the week, and I do live reactions to crazy shit that I see on TikTok and X. There's also another venture I'm working on with Liddell and Cash on the financial aspect of this whole operation. You guys should be on the lookout for that, because that's going to be a good one. And we'll see y'all next Tuesday.
Bye, guys.
So when you're done getting high, it's over. When the party's over,